still got to get a better chess piece, though. We have not gotten an upgrade for the chess piece yet either. That's kind of crazy right there. Absolutely crazy. We're still using this one that I've gotten so a while back. So still haven't gotten this yet. Big time. That's something else.
God damn it. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, that sucks. You guys probably didn't hear me. Anyways, I'm your host, Squall Rush. Thank everybody for tuning in today. This is the Great Nimbus Debates, the Dragon Ball Z Debates podcast, where we debate everything vague or something that just doesn't have a good answer, and it could be opinion based or it could be fact based. But we debate everything and anything in Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. So we'll go around the panel and have everyone introduce each other. Like you guys already know, I'm Squall Rush. If you guys want to know the rest of my links, my Twitter, my Twitch, Instagram, all that stuff, I have a linktree Rush. So please check it out if you guys would like. Yeah. Let's see. From my point of view, it's Churro, Seven Ninja. Did you have an alias, Hunter's brother, that you wanted to go by?
I don't have a 925 one yet.
Doug. All right. So you go.
So this one.
Oh, Duck. Oh. All
This one.
right. So it's Churro, Seven Ninja, Duck, and then
Well, like this
Hunter.
The Chuspies.
Hello, everybody. Duck, excuse me, but I go by like the names I see. So excuse me if I call you Ghost, but I'll try to
Oh,
remember to call you Duck.
that's completely fine too, to be
All right.
honest.
All right, cool. Nice Churro. I have a Twitter. It's new or newish. I don't remember. It's at Churro-chan. Go check it out. I don't post much on there. I swear I'll get to it. I promise. I'll post something. I play video games, watch anime, mostly slice of life anime, but I'll watch just about anything, give my 2 cents about it, even though no one asks for it sometimes. But yeah, no, that's me.
Damn, you want to debate him already?
Hey guys, I'm 7Ninja7. You can find me on Rumble, Game Joel, and MeWe at 7Ninja7. You should see 7Ninja7 the Phantom. That's usually me. Shoot me a message and I'll probably respond.
Cool. All right, Duck, go ahead.
I've never done this before. I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna lie to
Plug
nobody.
your socials.
Yeah,
My
just
socials? I don't really use any socials.
Good. That's healthy.
Well, if you're a content
Like,
creator, now's the chance to plug whatever you want people to follow you on.
Well, I don't really make anything, to be honest. I'm just here to be here.
Nah, you're good. All right, well, you going by Duck? That's the homie Duck, guys. All right.
I'm not a furry.
All right, everybody. I'm Hunter. Y'all know y'all can find me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick. And if you shoot me a message, I probably won't respond because I'm not as nice as Ninja. You'll know it's me on TikTok when you find the one with the most handsome dude you ever seen in your life, like by a landslide.
Second.
Yeah. Hey, you know what we didn't do? An introduction question.
Oh, that's right.
I knew something was missing.
Yeah, it did seem a little short.
I know Seven asked like on the Discord like favorite music genre. Did you guys already do that one?
Yeah, that was last week, wasn't it?
That was last week? Okay.
Or like, yeah.
Hey, you can go ahead and do it now, I guess.
How about favorite transformation from any race?
Transformation?
Yeah, from any Dragon Ball Z race. It could be Orange Piccolo, could be Kaioken, could be Super Saiyan. I'll go first. I like the Kaioken, bro. I like my favorite color was red. And then the Kaioken red aura was fucking lit to see, like early Dragon Ball Z. That thing was sick, and it was basically Super Saiyan, just like a different form of it. I don't know why they got rid of it so early and quick. They could have used more of it if they wanted to.
My favorite transformation was after the Cell Saga when Krillin transformed into having hair. 10 out of 10 best transformation. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Favorite transformation. I guess I like Mastered Ultra Instinct, but I'm thinking specifically in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, the aura it puts off, and I'm talking about presence, is crazy in there. So
I dig it.
All right, Duck, you got any favorite transformations by any chance?
So like I don't watch it a lot, but like like what I like the most so far is Super Saiyan 3.
Sand 3,
I just like how the
nice.
hair gets like super long and all that.
Oh, yeah,
Reminds
that's
me
right.
of a porcupine. And I fucks with
Not
it. Yeah.
bad.
That's where
not
it goes
bad.
down to his back, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it goes like super far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Blaine likes girls with long hair. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna act like every one of us doesn't like Super Saiyan 4 the most, but since Squall wanted to choose a transformation that's exclusive to his favorite character, because he's always riding Goku's dick, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Super Saiyan Blue 2 Vegeta.
Oh, not bad, not bad.
You know, I was gonna say the only reason I don't like Super Saiyan 4 so much is because I think Vegeta looks real bad in Super Saiyan 4. But the blue Vegeta, that's a good one. I like it.
Yeah, I like that one
The
too.
Blue 2, when he goes against God of Destruction Topo and he turns into like a shiny Pokemon Saiyan.
Mhm. I dig it.
All right. Well, that leads us into our first segment. Let's see.
Just crank out the lawnmower.
Rip started it.
Alrighty. Well, since I wasn't gonna do this topic, I was gonna save this for another day. But since Churro brought up Krillin, I actually did a new. Oops. I actually did I posted a video recently onto YouTube and Rumble. And I think you'll like this one specifically, Churro. Here, I got it on mute. You guys aren't going to be able to hear it, but you can see what the topic of my first topic is.
No, why can't I click on this? Oh, there it is.
Got him in the shades.
Give me 1 sec so I can have the viewers see it.
Krillin's GOAT moments.
Yeah.
You see this man's editing skills? Y'all see this? Y'all see it?
Can I please go first for this one?
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
started first with Churro. So yeah, this is a video on or I guess the topic is, what is Krillin's GOAT moment? Like, we can go around the table and say what each person thinks, and then we can debate on what his GOAT moment really is. Hunter, go ahead, take it away.
That motherfucker. Wait, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my laptop kind of froze up. That motherfucker impregnated a robot and named their kid after his ex. He's the GOAT among goats. All right.
That he did.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't
So-
disagree with that. Mhm.
So that's your your answer, that he named his daughter after his ex.
He impregnated a robot and named his daughter after an ex. And he grew hair after being bald. This dude, like, I can't even. that shit was more badass than whenever Madara fucking beat up all the Kage. Like, it's under no circumstances is anybody more GOAT than Krillin, just for those three things.
All right. Duck, you got anything?
I don't remember who he fought, but I did see an episode to where he had the sun reflect off his bald ass head and blind him. Who thinks of that personally? Because I know if I was
Yeah.
bald, I wouldn't think of that shit. Like,
Mhm.
Are you talking about the solar flare?
Yeah, I think he is.
I think I know what he's talking about. There's an actual scene where he shines his head. I don't even think he does it purposely. It just happens. Like, and it's like the beam of light just goes like a magnifying glass or a mirror. It just goes straight into someone's eye or something. Something like that happens. I do remember what he's talking about. Although I think it's filler. Matter of fact.
I don't fully
Is it me?
remember that.
Yeah, it's
Is
your
it me now?
turn.
Okay, guys, y'all are forgetting one subtle thing. Krillin has been there in the rest of the Z Fighters. What Z Fighters? It's been Krillin, bro. Krillin has jumped in and helped Goku in some of the toughest things he would ever deal with. Okay, look, we got Piccolo, but he's a Namekian. All right, this is the humans, bro. Okay, Krillin's whole life is a GOAT moment. Okay, he's been there. He's been there. Like, thick and thin. Goku needs somebody extra. He's your man. Not a question.
Yeah, it's been there since the beginning.
So just the fact that he's always there is his GOAT moment.
Yes, bro. When everyone is away, you can count on him. He may throw a key blast and it's a slight distraction. You can count on that man. Okay, you can't count on Chaozu. You can't count on Yamcha. You can't count on Yajirobe. Bro, can't count it Tien. Matter of fact, he just came back, bro. It's Krillin, my boy.
Not bad, not bad.
Can't disagree. You know, funny thing
Hero.
is, the funny thing is that a lot of the things that I was thinking about, people already mentioned. Because like Sakril's always been one of my favorite characters, and like my favorite moment of his has always been when he decided not to kill 18. You know, like he had the choice. He was there, and he was like, "Nah, she's gonna be my wife. That's what I'm gonna do." And so like that's my favorite moment of Krillin's. And then like what Seven said, you know, he's always fucking been there. Goku trained under Master Roshi. Fucking he was there. He joined under Master Roshi.
The whole Namek saga.
The whole Namek saga. And then like he's always there. Remember, it was Krillin who threw like Goku was like, "Here, hold this, Krillin," and he gave him the spirit bomb. Right? I think he threw it at Vegeta, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
held the spirit bomb and he threw it at Vegeta. Because
Yeah.
remember, as soon as he got it in his hand, he was like, "Oh, this is what it feels like to be important."
Then threw it away. but since everybody brought those cool things up, the one that I'll say, and it kind of leeches off of Seven, is that he was picked to be part of the Tournament of Power. Like you know, there are so many great fighters out there, and in Goku, he picked Krillin because Krillin's fucking awesome. He's always been there.
The homie, bro. The
Yeah.
homie.
Let's see. Rebuttals. I didn't write nothing down, so fuck, my bad. Let's see. Churro.
My rebuttal.
Like for Churro, my rebuttal to you is it would have been cool if he actually did something in the Tournament of Power, but he got one guy out and then got knocked out in a pathetic way afterwards. And like everybody was giving him the side eye on the bench, like, "Yeah, you did good." Like, not really though.
Ish.
Yeah,
I feel like he got robbed. Honestly, that whole moment when he got knocked out, it didn't even feel like that should have happened. Like everything about it seemed like robbery.
yeah, I can see
would agree.
that. It's just the way, like, even Supreme Kai's weak ass, he was like garbage in Dragon Ball Z. Even him, he was giving like Krillin the side eye, like, "Yeah, I guess you did good." So Other than that, like if that didn't happen, I would agree that's a pretty badass moment.
It's
Oh, go ahead.
better than all the nothing that TN did.
Okay, that's it. I'm putting my
No,
foot
can we
down
talk
right
about
now.
that?
Y'all are gonna
Can
quit
we talk
talking
about that?
shit about my boy TN. All
Can
right.
we talk about the fact that
Fucking
this man
no.
has
We are
shadow
gonna
clone
talk about it.
and he fell
Ninja
off
brought
the
it up
map?
earlier. Y'all keep saying you can't count on TM. Where was everybody else when Semi-Perfect Cell came around and TN was Shinki and that motherfucker down to China?
Bro, he disappeared afterwards.
He died. What do you mean disappeared?
He was
Shinki
gone.
Cocoed himself to death.
That's
He was gone, bro.
he disappeared. It's the same thing as dying. He disappeared.
He's
And
gone,
where
bro.
was Krillin? Having cyber sex.
Can't blame him. Honestly.
Let's see. I
Whoa.
remember
Before
TN
you
doing a
go,
lot more than Krillin in the Tournament of Power arc. To be honest, didn't he
bro,
get like at least 2 or 3 kills or knockouts,
yes.
ringouts?
He did, but his last one was so fucking stupid. Like he split his body into 4 pieces and then used all 4 pieces to jump off the edge with someone. Like grab him
It makes
and
no
run off
sense,
the edge.
bro.
Yeah. Like how about you got 4 bodies? How about grab someone with 1 body, jump off, and then disperse that body? Like he could have been doing that the whole tournament.
It feels just like what happened to Krillin. It felt like one of those moments we just gotta get him out of here. So let's just have him fall off. But like when you look at it, you're like, that was the dumbest movie you could have ever done. Krillin is
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
there spacing out like, oh my god, I just did something cool. Like, come on, Krillin, you're better than that. You've always been better than this. Why? What
Exactly.
has happened?
One of TN's bodies jumped off just so he could face the dude and have a staring contest with him on the way down.
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. He could have just dispersed into like 4 of them, took 4 people out. Is that what you said, Hunter?
No, even so much better than that. He could have jumped off. He could have left one body on the platform, jumped off
Yeah.
with somebody, and then dispersed his bodies so he's still there. The other people wouldn't have been able to do nothing about it. That
Damn, I
motherfucker
didn't
could
think
have.
of that.
TN strong enough, he could have done that shit to half the motherfuckers in the tournament.
Definitely
One
could have
by
caught them by
one.
surprise.
Yeah.
Let's see. Seven Ninja, yours was that Krillin was always there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, what's it called? I think I put that in my video. It was like kind of like his courage was like really up there because like as small as the dude that guy was, he was going up against these big ass dudes that he had no business going against. You know, like Nappa, Piccolo in the World Martial Arts Tournament, Dodoria, Vegeta, Raccoon, Frieza, Cell. Like there's like a multitude of guys that could have easily one-shotted and taken his life, but he said, "Fuck it, yo, I'm going in anyways." So
I
like
feel like
that's up there.
if Beerus didn't have Goku get the Super Saiyan God like the way he did, I feel like Krillin would have fought him too. I don't care what anyone says. I feel like Krillin would have stood there ready to fight, even if he would have got killed immediately. I guarantee you. He's just that. He's the homie, bro. He's ready. It doesn't matter.
Of course he would have went fight Beerus. If he dies again, he gets a free smoothie in the afterlife.
Die one, get one free.
Mm.
And then let's see, Hunter, you said getting married to 18, having a baby with 18, naming him after the ex. I'll agree that's super savage, like to do that. I wouldn't say that's goat. And then one reason I'm saying that's not goat is because I think that whole Marin like Garlic Jr. saga, I think that was filler. So like, I think for that, I'm kind of disqualifying it.
Squall, let me ask you something. Can you impregnate your cell phone?
Wait a second. You're saying that Krillin having a family just because it was filler, it don't count?
No, not
He
that.
impregnated a robot. I can't blast on my laptop and have a couple cell phones after. Not even a flash drive.
Well, I think they were
Yes.
androids, not robots, so they're like half human. I'm not sure
No,
which
no.
parts are human.
And I know for sure 18 is human. He wished for her to be human, didn't he?
Nope, she's still an android.
I think they
Not Dr.
removed
Giro,
the
Bulma's
bomb.
dad. Yeah, they're cyborgs. They used to be human and they were modified. And for fucking no reason at all other than Krillin, her womb still worked. Dr. Briefs was like when they were making mods, when they were looking at the blueprints, whenever they made the bomb, the booby bomb that
Mhm.
Krillin was supposed to use until his dick got in the way. Dr. Briefs was like, "Oh, her womb still works."
I
Yeah,
thought.
I don't. Oh, go ahead,
Mhm.
Cheryl.
No, I was just gonna say I thought she was human. I thought they had like turned her human somehow, or I
Yeah,
I
thought
think
they
they
had
tried
like
to wish
witched
for
her.
her human.
Right.
no, they did. I just don't know when they did because I remember I looked this up. They did wish for Shenron to turn Android 17 and 18 into humans. I just don't
That don't
know.
make sense considering the tournament of power. They couldn't stop talking about how they have infinite stamina because they're robots and not humans the whole time they were fighting in the tournament.
Oh, never mind. They tried to wish them into be humans, but Shenron denies the wish, saying it's beyond his power. Krillin then wishes for the bombs in the androids to be shut down.
Excuse me? He's beyond whose power?
I'm
Shenron's
sorry.
I can bring
power.
a guy
Shenron,
back to
bitch
life?
ass.
Like, I can bring you back to life? You can be atomized?
But if you want that
Excuse me?
toaster to be human, I can't do that.
Yeah, Dr. Gero could turn humans into androids. Why can't Shenron do the opposite?
Shenron brought back a planet and a race, the Namekians, but he can't just reverse time on a body. Like,
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
that's
plot
lame.
hole. Maybe
Shenron's a
that's a
bitch.
that might be a topic for another a Dragon Ball Z video I'll make on YouTube. Why can't Shenron turn them back to humans? Kind of
why,
whack.
why can't Shenron do shit?
Yeah, he's
I
only
do
good for
have
bringing people back to life.
Have they ever stated how strong Shenron actually is? Like, if somebody tried to 1v1 him, can they win, or does he have, like, infinite power?
no, there's a
That's
lot of characters that can beat Shenron,
Is there?
especially yeah.
yeah, especially in early Dragon Ball, like Demon King Piccolo. Like he wished to become young, then blew up Shenron with a mouth beam. And that's
Ah.
that's in Dragon Ball, like Kid Goku got his ass whooped, drank the water by Korin, came back and whooped his ass. Then he trained with Kami, then he trained with King Kai, and like list goes on how much stronger Goku got.
What about the
So
Namekian dragon? Is he any stronger? I know he's buffer.
Yeah, he is a lot stronger. But that's
Barunga.
why he could only grant he granted only one wish.
I think it's 3.
There's something.
yeah, he has 3.
I think he can't do immortality or something.
He can't. Shenron on Earth can wish like multitude of people back to life. The Porunga from Namek can only wish one person back to life per wish.
What the fuck? They both
Yeah.
suck.
Who the fuck
but
writes the rules for these dragons?
but
Toriyama, God rest his soul.
the cool thing about Porunga though, he was able to like wish a person back to life more than once, versus Shenron on Earth can't do that.
Oh yeah. And then they remade Shenron, and now we only get 2 wishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, let's talk about some other like GOAT moments by Krillin. Let's see. What about you guys remember the Destructo disc?
Yeah.
Of
The
course,
move
it's
that
Remember?
one of
could
the best moves
annihilate
in
most
the
battles.
show, actually.
Mm-hmm. Remember how remember when they fought Nappa? Like nobody could damage this guy. Not Piccolo, Chaozu blew up, nothing to Nappa. You know, Tien like threw up the crypt and did the tri beam on Nappa. Hang on, let me show it.
Yeah, he put a scar on Nappa's face with it.
Let me
And he
pull
was
it
just
up
gonna
for
take
you
it head
guys.
on.
While you're looking for that, I want to bring up my honorable mention for Krillin's GOAT moments.
Even
In
when he got a
Dragon Ball,
potential
during one
unlock
of the
by
tournaments, he
Guru,
was fighting some
destroys a
big
whole
stinky dude.
city.
And he
Absolutely
kept on like, I
sacrificing
can't
his
fight him, he
health to
stinks
use
too
the
bad. And
tri-beam on
Goku's like,
Nappa.
Krillin, it's all
Also
in your
did
head. You don't even have a
absolutely
nose.
nothing to
And then
Nappa.
Krillin was like, oh
Piccolo, the
yeah.
Earth's
And he beat that motherfucker's ass.
How could I forget?
Wait, what was that? I missed it. I was looking for this part.
In Dragon Ball, when he was fighting in the
also
tournament, and there was
sacrificed
that
himself
big
by
stinky
sacrificing
dude.
his health to use the
And
tri-beam on
he was like, I
Nappa.
can't fight him. He stinks too bad. And Goku was like, it's all in your head, Krillin. You don't even have a nose. And Krillin was like, oh yeah. And he beat that motherfucker's ass.
I remember that. And then they even censored some part out of the American version, but like Krillin does something nasty ass back, like he pulls his pants down and like farts in his face and knocks him out or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah,
And the
so
fact he did that to Frieza, like not all together, that it's just taunting Frieza, like
oh
it's
yeah.
fine.
So Tien even like throws up the crypt and does the tri-beam on Nappa. The Earth's mightiest defender in Goku's absence got dogged on by Nappa. Absolutely nothing to Nappa. This part. By sacrificing his health to use the tri-beam on Nappa, also did absolutely nothing to Nappa. Does nothing to Nappa. Like, you know, Piccolo even tries to grab his tail, does nothing to Nappa, gets elbowed around the dome. You know, like all the best warriors like that were on Earth did nothing to Nappa. And then Krillin charges up this random ass move out of nowhere, which became his most iconic move today, is the Destructo disc. Throws it at Nappa, and Nappa is all cocky, like, yeah, I'm gonna take this shit. And then Vegeta, for the first time in the saga, is like, yo, dodge that shit, you know? It's like he's freaking out over here for the first time, and then like Nappa dodges it barely, and it leaves a scar on his face. And that's the first time we actually see damage on Nappa, and it's by this little guy Krillin. So, like, go ahead, Seven Ninja.
So it just dawned on me why Vegeta told him to dodge it. He saw Frieza use that once. He had to.
Oh, that's right, because Frieza also has like, yeah, you're right.
He had to have seen it. Because otherwise, he's letting him take every blast otherwise. He had to have seen it. Go ahead, Cole.
Krillin had 2 GOAT moments in that fight, the Destructo disc and the invention of the Scatter Kamehameha, where he took out 3 Cybermen, one of which just killed Yamcha.
I agree. That
That's
I feel
serious.
like that's a good runner-up moment. The scatter Kamehameha, because like the only reason why that's less than the Destructo disc is like I feel like the Destructo disc would have killed Nappa, and like Nappa was seen as like the Cybermen were like cool fighters. They're kind of like down here versus Nappa is like up here, you know, like way above them. So he would have killed Nappa in my eyes if Vegeta didn't tell him to dodge.
Right. No, I wasn't saying it was better. I was just saying it's a fucking GOAT moment for sure. And it's 2 in one fight.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody like he invented the Scatter Kamehameha and he invented this Destructo disc.
All right. So how does like the Destructo Disc moment fare compared to your guys' top, like your guys' GOAT moments you guys listed? You guys think
Well,
it
it's already in
trumps? Do you guys think it trumps what you guys said, or you guys are still sticking to your guns?
I'm sticking to my guns.
Sticking to my guns.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm sticking. Being with
he
Android 18
impregnated a
is.
robot.
I agree with Colts. Being with Android 18 is the greatest moment. I would change my life for that moment.
Churro's just horny right now. Krillin
This is true.
impregnated a robot.
This is true. I'm not debating that.
Oh man.
Krillin's out there using motor oil as sex lube.
Oh man, I hope your
Can we
wife
talk
doesn't
about
see this.
Can we talk
What's up?
about special beam cannon versus the Destructo Disc? Like, I feel like special beams cannon has lost lethality compared. Like we see, I feel like Piccolo uses it more, and yet he doesn't pierce like Destructo Disc lethality does.
Well,
Like, what?
like I want to agree with you, but then when he actually charges it up in Super in
Mhm.
that little mini tournament against Champa's verse, he breaks that barrier that was supposed to be like super fucking strong.
He
And it
uses it
was,
in He also uses it in tournament power, doesn't he?
I think so. I just don't like the charge up time on it.
You think he'd be faster with it too? Like now versus before?
Yeah.
I feel like 1% power for him now should be what it used to be for like when he did it against Raditz.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up. He fucking never gets better with it. But Krillin's Destructo disc, he winds up creating a multiple Destructo disc later on. So Krillin improved his move. So I'm giving it to Destructo disc.
Weird. Not a weird question, but has any? I know outside of like Trunks when he first showed up, he had a sword. Does anybody ever use a bladed enhanced weapon? Because like the only difference between Destructo Disc is that it actually like does cut damage versus like regular beams and punches that do like, impact damage. Could it be that they just aren't aware that they can get stabbed and get cut?
Typon?
Goku
Yeah,
Black.
well, it's energy though. There's another. I think it's from a movie. There's a guy with a sword there.
But like,
Tapion.
But, like Goku went to go there. Yeah,
That
Typon.
was Trunks' sword. Yeah. But
Yeah.
like
So What?
their bodies, like they can use ki as armor, kind of like in One Piece they got armament hockey. So
Mhm.
like that's why they're essentially bulletproof.
Right.
But like whenever who's Frieza's dad, King Cold, he goes to use Trunks' sword on him and he just catches it like with two fingers.
Right.
So it's not so much like can they get cut, it's will they let themselves get cut, kind of.
Right.
But the
Well,
only other blades I remember is Vegito with his little key blade and Goku Black with that scythe.
I
But
think
both of
it's
those
more
can go
matters on
deep.
the fact that like, cause Trunks was stronger than Cold, right? So like, I think it's more of a matter of the power difference. So like, are we willing to say though that Trunks was able to put his key around his sword, or are we just saying like his raw power is really what was there?
I mean, I would have to assume that he would put it like, I don't know. I would just think that he would do it kind of instinctively, where it's like, "Hey, I'm fighting somebody who I know is strong, so I should do it." But I don't know if he did.
Well, here's the way I would see it is if it's just his raw power, when he cut up Frieza, that would have had to been the strongest fucking metal ever. Because the strength of the sword, if it's just steel and you swing it hard enough, at something that isn't gonna break, the sword is gonna crack. I've done it trying to cut wood before. Like, so yeah, he's gotta be infusing his ki with it if you look at it like that.
I don't think Krillin or not Krillin, Trunks ever used ki around his sword. Not until like the Goku Black arc when like his sword broke, and then he got that weird form with like a spirit bomb sword. Then like that's the first time we seen like ki around like a sword and like make a sword form. Other than that, I don't think so, because I feel like if he did put ki around the sword, like like Goku when he put ki around his finger, he wouldn't have been able to block it. I think it would have neutralized each other and sliced through his fingers or something. But like I didn't watch the Tapion movie where it showed how Trunks originally got the sword. So I mean, like it's possible that there's like some magical properties with the sword already, without Trunks putting ki into it.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Seven Ninja.
Was someone okay? So here's where I think that I am also on the Goku thing. I think Goku was just out flat out stronger than Trunks in that moment. I really do. But going to where I'm going to, so Goku breaks the Z sword. And in that
Gohan.
moment, I don't think Gohan had ki around the sword because he looks so lax in that moment. He's just like, "Oh, here you go," and like he hands him the sword, and like it breaks. I forgot what exactly they're doing, but he gives him the sword and it breaks. And I think what happened there is, um, they just they're lax. They're not really focused at all. So no keys going around that blade. But the fact that he was able to even pierce Frieza, when I'm talking about Trunks, the fact that he was even able to pierce Frieza in general, that tells me there had to be key around that.
I agree. Or at least within it.
Hmm.
Like Trunks infusing his ki into it. But we know that they
And
can
on
extend
the
their ki
go ahead.
to inanimate objects because, like, we see Frieza does it all the time. Or actually, every time somebody powers up, you'll see rocks just floating out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mhm.
like, we know that their ki can manipulate inanimate objects.
And on the you were talking about earlier, you were saying Trunks' sword had that gold and blue glow. I think that's one of those situations where we actually got to see the key itself. Instead of it just being because he's in base Super Saiyan state beforehand, and he's just got ki, but maybe it's invisible. But in that moment, he's Super Saiyan Rage. This is not power that he's used to having. Plus the Spirit Bomb, Spirit Sword kind of thing. I feel like that was just the first time it became visible.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, to the viewer, I think to add to that is Goku fighting Frieza, when they were kind of watching with King Kai, and Tien was like,
Mhm.
"Why isn't he using the Kaioken?" And King Kai's like, "He's been using the Kaioken. He's just doing it really quickly, and you're not able to see it." So like we've had the show not show us Ki before when it's being
Mhm.
used.
Hmm. I can agree with like they're kind of like straying us away to a certain belief. They did show Goku in Kaioken, but it wasn't until after King Kai said it. Because like then it showed Goku getting smacked around. He lands on the ground, and he has the aura, and then it just dissipated after he lands on the ground. Uh, uh, for the Trunks having ki around his sword, I'm kind of leaning more like he never used it yet around his sword. Uh, it would be cool if they did though. I know in like some video games, like when he uses his sword, he has like some sort of like special like move to use with his sword. I think like for those ones, you like definitely he uses like some sort of key. But like I don't think he's ever done something like that. It never like transferred from video games to like shows and stuff like that.
Mhm. I'd like
Uh,
to see Dragon Ball in general just do more weapons. Like we see a lot of fighting, but like to see choreography with weapons would be just such a great change of pace. Again, you could argue that like every time you see a fight, it's usually the same animations. Before they do a big move, you're seeing the same clashing animation, and
Hmm.
then big move, clashing animation. And so seeing even a sword fight, um, maybe we see something like Trunks versus Goku when he's like blocking it with his finger, maybe. But to see some more of sword fight, sword versus maybe Goku's staff or some kind of axe, whatever. Like we were talking about during one of the Great Nimbus debates about if they had weapons or not. I would love to see more of that because I feel like there's just so many different styles that we're we're really just used to maybe a single set.
Hmm.
I hear you.
No, completely agree on that one.
Let's see. So, I kind of wanted to bring it back to Special Beam Cannon versus the Destructo Disc. What I definitely think the Destructo Disc is better. Uh, just simply for the fact that like after Raditz, the Special Beam Cannon became somewhat useless until the new superhero movie. Uh, like I've I don't know. I can't remember Piccolo ever really using special beam cannon anymore up until Super, and like either it doesn't do anything or it's just too slow or whatever. Then there's the fact that like Krillin has used it on second form Frieza, which is another like goat moment I wanted to bring up, and like it cut off Frieza's tail. Like, and then of course it did nothing to Perfect Cell, but let's say you put the Destructo Disc or the Special Beam Cannon in, let's say, Ultra Instinct Goku's hands, you know? Like, which move would definitely be better? I would argue, like, the Destructo Disc would in Goku's hands, be a lot better.
You talking about just raw power, or are you just talking about like in skill?
Like, both. Cause, like, if a weakling like Krillin can do, like, he could probably end Nappa's life. He could have probably ended Frieza's life, with the Destructo Disc, second form Frieza at least. Like you put that type of move in Goku's hand against final form Frieza, uh, or like when he was going against anyone stronger like Jiren, you know, I think he would have like ended their lives.
Honestly,
Krillin
Only he
beating
could have.
Jiren.
Wait,
like,
wait. You said Jiren. You just said Jiren of all people.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
I think it's
I,
possible.
see, a
because
lot of
Krillin
Hit
it
beating
like
Jiren.
Hit's the
to
greatest
me.
example of it.
Mhm.
Hit is the greatest example. He takes his arms out. Before he's not really worried about it. Now he's taking his arms out, and now he's like, I might have to use my lethal moves to actually do damage to this guy. Goku using that against Jiren, I don't see that happen. I don't even see. I I can't see that happening because it's just one of those situations where like this dude is. No, I'll take it back to here. Remember that Cell destroys the Destructo
I was
Disc?
about to bring that up. Not
Yes.
destroy it.
Yeah.
He didn't leave a scratch on Cell's neck. He just like let it happen.
Yeah, it shattered on him. All right, but hear me out. Hear me out. So remember, second form Frieza, power level over 1,000,000. Krillin, after getting his potential unlocked, like he's probably hovering around 15, 20,000 max. You know, so we're talking about he's like hundreds, maybe thousands times stronger than Krillin at this point, and he was scared of the Destructo Disc. I'm not like I can't see Jiren being hundreds, maybe thousands of times stronger than Goku in Tournament Power Arc. You know, he's probably like tens, like around 10 times stronger than Goku. That's my point.
See, the thing is that I think I go back to thinking about it being the type of move, not exactly that he's stronger. Because as somebody pointed out, like there's only two. Like the Destructo Disc does like I guess like cutting, piercing damage. Everything else that they use is more like blunt force damage. And so I think the only reason Krillin would have like Frieza would have scared of like that kind of thing is because it had that kind of like piercing potential. He knew it could get cut even though it was slightly weaker. It's just kind of like a knife can still go through a bulletproof vest kind of thing. But a bullet is way stronger than a knife. So and like I said, like nobody else uses like a piercing type move like that.
Hang on.
Other than Frieza, who uses another kind of Destructo Disc, is there another? Yeah.
You trying to tell me if I got a bulletproof vest on, you could stab me?
Yes, there's a difference between a stab-proof vest and a bulletproof vest. And a bulletproof vest doesn't stop a knife. It doesn't stop a piercing attack.
What the fuck?
Yeah. They're made of two different materials. And like I said, like it's never been really shown if a key armor can stand against just like somebody with a raw piercing move. Like think about like so Tien has that like tri beam, right? And it showed that he can like focus it almost like, like aim into like a particular area. If he takes that and just focus it directly onto like a pinpoint, like a prick point on somebody's body, that's a huge blast in a tiny form. Could that break the key armor even though he's weaker? Because you're condensing that power.
Now Tien beats Jiren.
I don't know about that.
I'm thinking about Frieza, but Frieza, he's the only one that does that piercing point thing that he always does. But he's always stronger than his opponent, so it's kind of tough to say.
Oh, you mean the little finger beam?
Yeah, he's the only one that really does an attack like that.
What's it called? Frieza does have his own little Destructo Disc. I think you brought it up, Seven Ninja. So, yeah, he does got like a piercing thing that Churro was talking about. But I'm also thinking, like, Krillin can teach it and to Goku, and Goku can refine it, or Goku can easily just copy it. You know, he's copied multitude of attacks before. He's copied the Kamehameha. I mean, he's learned the Kaioken and even got like refined it to be better than King Kai's. He's even the solar flare is not even Krillin's, and he copied it. It was Tien's. Is who loading?
You.
Am I loading? I don't think
It could
so.
just be me. I don't know.
But yeah, so I feel like Krillin, or Goku, he can learn the Destructo Disc and refine it to be better. Like even if like he can't, like if it's like a specific type of move, like a piercing move, like I think Goku can learn it and refine it and make it better.
But like, would he know though?
Would
He
know
knows the
what?
Destructo Disc.
Well, no. Like, does he know that there's a difference between the two? Like, again, everything that we've usually seen is just kind of like impact. It's like raw damage kind of thing. Nobody, and I don't think anybody, as least as far as I can remember, nobody in like the Dragon Ball verse has ever thought, "Hey, have you ever tried cutting people?" I know we've tried shooting and like blunt force trauma, but has anybody just gotten like been like I said, like almost like a blade master in that era, that kind of situation?
He wouldn't. And it always
Oh,
comes back to this idea of like Goku loves to fight, so killing them, like he knows he's got to kill them, but he's kind of like playing with his food all the time. Like he's trying to see how strong they are versus how strong he is. And so if he were to just outright kill him, that ends pretty fast. So he wouldn't do it, which is why
guys.
he'll never refine the Destructo Disc. Yeah, what's up?
So it's
What?
actually canon that Goku has used the Destructo Disc. He's used it a couple times. He used it in the Super Buu saga to when it was Gotenks absorbed, and it looks like he's used it in Super as well.
And according to this image, it can cut Superman.
And Vegeta used it to cut off Gohan's tail.
Hold on, was that Superman's beam bouncing off his head? I didn't see that.
I gotta see this. Don't put.
Also gotta think. When Goku and when Goku and Vegeta fuse together, their main attack is a bladed attack, and that has to come from the knowledge of one of the two of them, right? And I would think that's Goku, using the knowledge of Krillin's Destructo Disc and kind of refining it to his own fighting style because he likes using like Dragon Fist and stuff like that.
Vegeta also used the Destructo Disc in the Saiyan Saga. On what's his name?
Gohan's tail.
Yeah. Here, I'll share it. So I think they both have knowledge on like this little piercing stuff.
I think Vegeta's more willing to do it, but when we're talking about like would they do it, they're too interested in learning how strong someone is. I don't see them killing. If that's a straight up, you're trying to kill a move.
It doesn't fit Goku's fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm just saying, like if it comes to like actual fighting, like let's see, hang on, Mexican Hayabusa, we're debating like the Krillin's GOAT moment, like right now we're talking specifically about the Destructo Disc. Like if it was in someone's hands, like if it was in Goku's hands, it would be a lot more potent to use. But like when you guys are talking about like would Goku use it, that's a good point. I don't think Goku would use it. I'm just arguing like if he were to implement it more, I think it would be a lot more useful in his hands than it would be in Krillin's.
I would agree on that one. But like
any move would be more useful.
Like a 9mm would be more useful in Goku's hand.
I don't think so.
Maybe if he threw the 9mm instead of shooting it.
Yeah.
Like almost anything would be more useful in Goku's hand.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to like crew. Oh,
I want to just throw my. Sorry, man. I just want to throw my 2 cents. I think that Krillin's goated moment is dying to Frieza to unlock Super Saiyan.
He's the support character. Sometimes you got to support the main character. I can see that.
Speaking of the main character, Squall, you better hope your boyfriend Goku doesn't watch this stream. You've been emotionally cheating on him with Krillin for the last 20 minutes.
Hey, man, I still brought it back to Goku. Let's see. Let's go back to the GOAT moments. So what about when Krillin, like remember when second form Frieza was brought back? He instantly pierces Krillin, and like he's down for the count. And then like it's like this whole vibe of fear of this new second form Frieza. It's like, oh shit, bro, like now we can't do anything against this guy. Now and then when Krillin was brought back by Dende, whips out the Destructo Disc and actually pierces through second form Frieza's tail, slices the tip off, and then he throws a shit ton of like Destructo Discs at him, and he's like dodging them all, and then Krillin sticks his tongue out at him and like pats his butt like haha, like he instantly changed the vibe back to Goofy, you know. Like let's talk about this moment, like how does this scale on like the GOAT moment to you guys?
Well, I've always said that I like my favorite characters are usually always the comic relief, and Krillin is always that. If we were going off of that base, like yeah, absolutely, that's one of Krillin's best moments right there. Like, he literally turns a serious fight to a goofy fight for no reason.
Okay. Let's see. I had some other points. Let's see. Other GOAT moments by Krillin. You know what? I think we've about exhausted all we could of this one.
Rewatching
We've
the
talked about
stream.
we've talked about all of Grillin's goated moments.
Yeah. So I actually asked this question on Reddit. Like I didn't want this answer to be the answer to like because like when I did this for my GOAT moment for Piccolo, you know, I asked it on. I didn't ask it on Reddit, but I asked it on Quora. Quora gave me some good, deep, insightful answers. This time I was gonna ask it on Reddit and Quora, see what people thought. Well, like after like reading it or after asking it on Reddit alone, like it was just like 80% this answer, and like the answer was getting Android 18. Like everybody was
Hell
like
yeah.
marrying
That's it.
18, getting 18, bagging 18. And I was like, dude, like I couldn't get away from the answer no matter how long I read down the list. And it was like a good 50 to 100 like answers I got on Reddit, and like 80% of them were getting Android 18. So I was like, fuck, bro.
That's
I didn't.
you got it. They just gotta accept that's his greatest moment.
Yeah. So basically, after I saw it, like the first day I saw it, like, and then like the second day, even more answers were this answer, and I was like, oh, all right, bro. I'm gonna concede this is the answer for this one. Getting Android 18. Let's see. For the viewers out there, this is Android 18. Hold up.
Hey,
Churros
is that the
tight.
girl from Superman?
Wait, what?
Is that the girl from Superman?
Who?
Oh,
Under Ultra
Emma
Instinct.
Stone.
No, no,
Her?
no. The fourth
Under Ultra
image.
Instinct.
The fifth image, sorry.
This
The
one?
Supergirl drawing inspired. Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think
What the
that's her.
That is fucking
That's her
DC.
exact outfit?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah, that's DC stands for direct copies.
Oh yeah, Mexican Hayabusa says it's Kara L. And the My Adventures with Superman new show. Huh.
I haven't seen season 2. My Adventures with Superman is actually like I'm liking it a lot, but I haven't seen season 2. I've only just finished season 1. Good to know. Good to know. I dig it.
Oh,
Look at
all
that
right.
hair.
We do have a couple questions from the chat. If anyone has any other questions for us to debate about in the chat, please let us know now. We'll because we're gonna segue into our second segment soon. For now, let's see. We can do a little bullshit real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I didn't grab it yet.
Needs to grab his coffee, of course. Go
I'm
on.
trying to remember like the scene, like Piccolo. I think it's at the end of a movie. Like Piccolo's over here, like chilling by like some water or something, and he like snipes the guy like from off screen, and he's just like, it's at the end of a movie. This dude's like a blue alien. I think it's Cooler's movie too. I can remember. Like Piccolo's off screen, and like out of nowhere, just a random key blast just comes out of nowhere and just kills the guy.
This juice
I
shoots
think
him.
like the Z. Yeah,
I
and it's just
believe
like you
you.
see Piccolo just chilling.
I believe you because in the movies, Piccolo is more ruthless than the Zodiac killer.
Mm.
It's like he knows he's in a movie, so nobody matters. He's just like, fucking kill them all.
Oh yeah. Movie henchmen die to Piccolo every time, and it is fucking brutal.
Got to be cannon fodder out there somewhere.
Bro.
Yo, I can't think. I'm hungry as fuck.
I just had a peanut butter sandwich.
Big.
You know, what is this?
You don't need to scroll down too far, Better have that saved. Wait, does she get a sticker down there?
What happened?
What did you have to make the coffee while you were gone? What took you so long?
It was already ready. I was just adding some cream and milk and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. In the chats, let's see. Billdozer, he was saying.
Billdozer.
Yeah, Billdozer 74. He's the homie. He was talking about. He was commenting on when we were talking about like the bulletproof versus knife proof vest. Physical tool like damage doesn't depend on the vest. Indeed, knives were mentioned though. Now I'm wondering what vest is needed. Fuck Trunks and Frieza. Trunks literally sliced up Mecha Frieza. Then Mexican Hayabusa. Is not intentional hurt as he does not want to fight. Oh yeah, he was talking about like he doesn't want to, like Goku doesn't want to use the Destructo disc because let's see. He said, I forget where he said that he uses it more for strategic purposes rather than like kill. Honestly, Krillin was not to be. The Mexican Hayabusa says, honestly, Krillin was not to be messed with in Saiyan and Namek Saga. He was that guy. You can see after that he gets his potential unlocked by Guru. Let's see. And then he asked where we scale Yamcha. We did do did we?
We did.
like
we did like how it was one of our first podcasts. Like we could bring it up some other week again, like where we would put Yamcha.
Yeah, because I don't think we've even did that one with Seven Ninja. That was a long time ago. Yeah,
Bottom of the V5.
I was gonna say, were you here when we talked about fucking where we put Yamcha?
No, that's before
No,
I was here.
Yeah, that was Paxi and John, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I've met those guys.
You met John once. Yeah. I'm down to bring that up in a future one. You scale him solar system? I guess we can. Solar
Yamcha?
system. Damn. Isn't that
Like
pretty
solar-
strong?
Yamcha? Nah, no way.
He's trolling.
It makes sense.
He be trolling.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
You know what? We can add that to the list. Like, all right, so we got like for the next segment, we got where do you guys scale Yamcha? And then on YouTube, D Prince came up with, where did he put it? Why doesn't Krillin use his Destructo Disc more as a topic? Let's see.
He wants to give them a fair chance.
I think he's worried about getting in the way. I think truly, because he's like, Goku's up first. And I think, like, being a supporter fighter, you don't want to throw out something lethal like that out of nowhere. Now, if you set up a plan, sure. But Krillin just throwing lethal blades all the time? No. I couldn't see him doing it.
Another one. Oh shit, Goku.
The filler is canon to the anime, Mexican Hayabusa says. Yeah, because he's talking about in the Buu saga, like when they died and like after Super Buu ate them and then they died. What happened in the afterlife was kind of filler, but Yamcha was kicking like a lot of people's asses in the filler. In the afterlife. Like, you guys remember that Hercules looking dude that was like King Kai's like second best student behind Goku? And he like went toe to toe with Pycon.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah, like Yamcha was
beat that dude.
Yeah, Yamcha beat the shit out of him and like some other dude. Like it was a 2v1. And that guy was like arguably up there with Super Saiyan.
I'll give
He
it
was.
that, but what was supposed to say? He's galaxy,
Solar system.
No
solar system.
Ooh, and then
I don't-
Dragon
Like,
Raw.
the problem I have with that is I don't put Super Saiyan at solar system level.
I also wouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. All right, and then one last question from Dragon Raw: would Goku fare against Vegeta and Nappa if he lived against Raditz? Ooh, ooh. What's the topic we talking about? What do you guys think? We got why doesn't Krillin use Destructo Disc more? Where do we scale Yamcha? Or would Goku fare against Vegeta and Nappa if he lived against Raditz?
There's a lot more to be said about the Yamcha one. We all know Goku wouldn't fare at all against Vegeta and Nappa. He needed King Kai's training.
All
mhm.
right. All right, so it looks like we're going
And
to
we already talked about Destructo Disc, like the first half
I-
of this.
Yeah.
All
It's
right,
us
looks
over
like we're
here
going with
answering 2
Yamcha.
questions.
All right, we're going with the Yamcha one. All right, segment 2 starts now. All right, we are back. What's up, Seven Ninja? Did you have something?
It's just that you're talking about Yamcha. He didn't get picked by Tournament of Power. If he had a decent amount of power, he would have been there. And
I thought he chose not to go.
we're talking about the current Yamcha. Are we talking about all-time powerful Yamcha? Or are we talking about current Yamcha?
We can talk about peak Yamcha.
Like, I know he shows up in the moral arc, but I forgot like how powerful he is in there. So maybe we don't talk about that. I wouldn't say solar system. That's too far. That's way too far. Maybe city. I could see city. Maybe. I don't know.
Do they
'Cause
ever
then you got
talk
the
about?
Taro.
Yeah. Do they ever talk about how well he does in baseball? I know this seems like a weird question, but do they ever talk about that? Because if you're
Well, they
putting
do.
somebody at like that, like let's just say you put him at a solar system level of like threat or something like that, that means that whatever baseball team he's in is winning 100% of the time. You got a star player there. So either he's not
I
taking
think
his baseball career as serious, like he's toning himself down, or he's not as strong as we want to believe that he is.
So if filler is included, like in Mexican Hayabusa's original question, we're counting when he fought against the guy that went toe to toe with Pycon and a gorilla. We don't know how strong the gorilla is, but we can gauge how strong Yamcha is off this. That he fought the Hercules looking dude who went toe to toe with Pycon. And to me, that's actually pretty big if we're counting that. Because that guy was like, I agree with you guys. I don't think it's solar system level, but it's got to be at least planetary level. Like he can destroy planets. Go ahead, Seven Ninja.
Was Yamcha dead in that? That's what I want
Yes.
to start off with. Was he dead? Okay, so like Goku, I think you did a whole video about this. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, alive versus dead. I feel like it's a kind of a different story when they're dead. We're talking about living Yamcha, still no. Dead Yamcha, we're closer, but I still say no. It's just he's better in that state. More power, way better. Go ahead, Colt.
I changed my mind. Peak Yamcha is solar system level, and I'm about to break it down to y'all mathematically.
Let's hear it.
So so he got in a fight with that dude that was going toe to toe with PyCon. All right. And he won against that dude. Since we counting this, PyCon tanked a Kamehameha from Goku and continued fighting. And that was in the middle of that fight. Super Saiyan 1 Goku is fucking leaps and bounds times better than Frieza, who is basically a god compared to Vegeta after Vegeta got all those Zenkai boosts on Namek. Meanwhile, the weakest version of Vegeta that we seen before he showed up to Earth blew up a planet. So all of that in mind, I can see Super Saiyan 1 level Yamcha blowing up our solar system.
Hang on. I want to respond to Seven Ninja first, then I'll respond to Hunter. Let's see. Seven Ninja, you said like the whole. So what I found in my research about being dead versus alive is actually they have more stamina. Like versus like if it's like strength, I don't think that's. I didn't find anything on that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just I didn't find anything on that because Goku can sustain Super Saiyan 3 when he's dead, and when he was alive, it burned through his stamina like that, like So that's the extent to my research. For a Hunter, all right, let's say what move would he use to blow up the solar system? For Yamcha.
I mean, he knows the Kamehameha,
Okay.
so probably that.
Hmm.
Um,
All right.
hmm.
Let's go around the table and let's go. Where do you think he scales, considering all the filler and everything? Churro, go ahead. We'll start with you.
I'm still putting him kind of low, just because TN was the one that went to the Tournament of Power. And like even and I don't remember why Yamcha didn't go, and I think it was Sauce that said that he chose not to go. But even if he chose not to go, that kind of shows like hesitancy. And I believe that's kind of what brings him down. That would make him not as strong. I guess if you took away kind of like all his limiters, maybe, yeah, he could be as strong as Goku, but I feel like you could say that about a lot of characters. Like, oh, if you take away their limiters, then yes, they can get that strong. But if we're scaling him in like an honestly realistic area, I'm not putting him that high. I'm gonna put him, I would say global. Like, yeah, he could destroy a planet, but I'm not saying solar system. I would say that's where I would put him.
Alrighty. Seven Ninja.
It's still tough for me to say solar system. Like I hear what Cold is saying, but it just doesn't feel like something that would happen for him. And Churro just brought up Tournament of Power. I'm reminded of the fact that like I think Trunks went to go visit Gohan, and he doesn't tell him what's going on because of how weak Gohan became. And it's like I feel like although Yamcha knew about the Tournament of Power, I feel like it was a very similar situation for Goku. So no, I hear you, Cold. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying you're wrong. All right.
Alright. You got any rebuttals, Hunter? I know you said you agree that he is solar level.
Yeah, whatever. Y'all just keep talking shit about Yamcha, and when you get home, you'll catch him wolf fang fisting your mom.
I mean, I'm okay with that. He has a lot of money. He's a baseball player. All right, let's fucking go.
No, he's I mean, Yamcha, he never really wants to fight. Like even in the BoJack movie, they were in the stands. They were like, Yamcha, why aren't you in the tournament? Yamcha's like, what? Are you kidding me? Look at those dudes. They're stronger than me. I already know that. So of course he's gonna look at the tournament the same way. Those dudes are stronger than me. I already know that. I'm not. There's nothing I can do.
He learned from the Saiyaman. He learned.
The
Mm.
Cyberman.
The Cyberman. He learned from them. It's changed him.
So when it comes to like Yamcha not being invited to the tournament of power, I feel like that was just a gag, like a funny gag by Toriyama. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, Goku's about to pick me any moment now," and Goku walks right past him, doesn't even notice him. I feel like they should have definitely added Yamcha to the crew. I think it was just a
Pick
joke.
Orochi though.
Yeah, they picked Roshi of all people. I'm not gonna get into this. I'll save it for a future podcast. This turned into a whole Yamcha versus Roshi debate last time. We can save that for later. Let's see. When it comes to if he's solar level system, I'm still having a hard time seeing it. Definitely, like he can definitely blow up planets for sure. I'm saying that like with ease. Like that became like somewhat easy for like every Dragon Ball Z character. Like after like Namek Saga, I believe. See, Mexican Hayabusa says Yamcha just said he doesn't want to fight in the tournament. It means nothing about his power. He also wasn't told by the Z fighters that the universe was in danger. He probably would have joined. Is that true? I remember he wanted to join, but Goku kept skipping over him.
I remember him wanting, like, he's waiting for an invite, and I feel like he skips him over for the same reason Trunks doesn't say anything. Like, he doesn't have to know about the scale of the tournament to want to go, and he wants to go if we're talking about anime. Now, if he's talking about manga, I haven't read the manga for that. But as far as I'm aware, you don't put Yamcha into the anime like that for him to not want to go. He just probably wouldn't have been there. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, Mexican Hayabusa says, nah, he said his fighting days were over. Huh. Is this in the anime or is this in the manga? Yeah, I remember the events happening a lot different.
Well, the thing is like he's it sounds like he's saying like, okay, let's just say Yamcha's like, okay, like he said his fighting days are over. But again, like I said before, if you take the limiters off of on any of these characters, if they completely go to their full potential, if you give them all the time they want to train, if you do all that, if they go through the same shit that Goku kind of went through, Goku did it because he wanted to, right? If you put any character, not any character, but if you put a lot of characters in that position and give them the time, the space, the ability to do, I think they're going to become a galaxy level threat, yes, or a solar system level threat. But again, that's if you take away all their limiters. But realistically, we're talking about Yamcha. He chose not to do that, so like, no, he isn't a galaxy level. Yes, he can become that. I think he can, but no, I don't think he is. I think, like I said, global would be the best I put him at right now.
I can definitely agree with that.
So no limiters. Anybody can make it.
Know what?
You said so no limiters. Anybody can become as strong as Goku.
No. I don't. I'm
Even
not sure because
No.
Goku has like the whole Saiyan thing, right, where he becomes stronger and everything like that. But like I said, he was given main character kind of like attention. And I think if a lot of characters are given main character attention, they can become a lot stronger than what we see them today. Like, I think if Piccolo was given main character attention, he might be as strong as Goku. But we have no idea about the Nameks. We don't know how strong they can get because their planet got blown up and I don't fucking care. You know? He's a side character.
Yes. Until the Dragon Ball Super Hero movie. he was given the main character role in that one, and then he got the orange Piccolo form.
And look, see,
Right.
in one movie he got a new form. Imagine if he was given how many episodes of Dragon Ball are there now? Imagine if he was given that attention.
So
Yeah.
main character Yamcha beats Jiren.
I think no, because again, he's not Saiyan, he's still human.
Jiren's not saying.
But
He's a gray.
Goku is. And that's why I think like Goku and Jiren, that's a fight. But if Yamcha's given like that main character treatment, I think he can get high up there to maybe put up a fight with Jiren. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not 100% sure on Jiren. Like not that I'm doubting him. I just don't know a lot about him.
Does main character Yamcha stay with Bulma?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Holy shit.
Like, if I remember correctly, they were having issues beforehand, so maybe the issues were bad enough. But like, what is it? His personality was the actual problem. I think if you were to give Vegeta's personality to Yamcha, I think she would have stayed. But I think that Bulma ran him over a lot.
Yeah. No, that's true. I mean, Vegeta kind of talks about that, about how they're attracted to strong women, and Bulma, she's like has that really strong personality, and
She's a
she
girl
couldn't
boss.
really, yeah, she couldn't stay with a beta male like Yamcha.
I wouldn't call Yamcha beta because he was slaying pussy like on the side. Like Bulma was always like mad at him for cheating, but still there. Then just kind of got even with Vegeta.
But comparing it to Vegeta, Vegeta's a different dude. He's him. If that.
Yeah, dude, Vegeta's Timothy Henderson.
All right, Mexican Hayabusa. He came up with a pretty good counter argument. It seems like it's just basically us against Mexican Hayabusa here. He says, just planetary would mean he would have a power level of only 10 to 20,000, and Yamcha is definitely above that. If he was even barely surviving Cell Junior attacks, if he was only planet, he would get one-shotted by the Cell Juniors. Which I think that's a pretty good point, in my opinion. What do you guys think?
I thought he did get one-shotted by the Cell
I was
Junior.
about to say, didn't he? Isn't that where the meme comes from?
No, that's a
everyone get
Cyberman.
one-shotted?
That's a cyber. Okay.
Yes. No, they're
think he
actually
does.
putting a no. They were actually it was him and TN. They actually like ganged up on one Cell Junior, and they were actually kind of like actually getting some good hits in. You know, their weak asses. And then like it turned into just everyone like getting their asses whooped, except for like maybe Trunks and Vegeta. Because like Goku was still tired. He never got a sensu bean after his fight with Cell, so he was getting his ass whipped. Everyone was like getting their ass whipped except for Trunks and Vegeta. But he was like actually not dying. You know, he was actually still alive and like taking a bunch of hits by the end of it.
I think I would still have to put it as like I don't see of Galaxy, like if you or yeah,
Solar
like a solar system. I don't see him as solar system. Like, all right, if you want to put him like slightly higher than like global, where he can do a bit more, sure, put him on 2 globes and he can destroy 2 of those. I'm still not seeing solar system though.
I'm just wondering how y'all not. Okay, go ahead, Ninja.
The only thing that's coming to mind right now is I would like because I'm thinking of the idea of him being he's got some endurance and maybe he's got some technique. I'm thinking about how like a person with raw power couldn't just beat someone like Floyd Mayweather. Um, I'm thinking maybe he's got some endurance and he's got a good fighting style. But to go as far as to say like he could take out a solar system, like that just seems too far to me. But I could see him being a good enough fighter that he could kind of pull something like how Neji's got the 8 trigon 64 palm thing. I could see him doing something similar to that. But
Well,
going as a solar system, that's a bit tough.
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Oh, and Meg,
so
my boy, Come to the next Dragon Ball podcast. We'll love to have you on. Go ahead, Cole.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the weakest version of Vegeta that we saw blew up a planet. And if you ignore the filler, even the Dr. Gero saga Yamcha was Namek level Vegeta. Like that's stated after he trained with King Kai. They all got a huge power boost. So for sure, like Churro keeps saying, I'm not sure if he's planet level. Like we know for a fact he's beyond planet level. He's beyond Saiyan Cell Vegeta by a lot. He's Namek level Vegeta at this point.
At the least.
Right. So my question isn't whether or not he's planet level. My question is start him off at the sun and how many planets do y'all see this dude blowing up? What planet does he get to? Because I'm putting it past Earth for sure.
I'll answer that. If we're going on our solar system, I have to go and make food for people. So this will be my last remark on it, and I have to peace. I'm sorry, guys, but if you started from the sun, not counting the sun and going into our solar system, I think he's hitting Mars. But specifically because Mercury and Venus are smaller and they wouldn't take as much power. I think he'd take out Earth and Mars and he would stop there. Not counting the sun.
You're a hater.
All right. He can also take out a couple of asteroids in the asteroid belt. How about that?
That's beyond Pluto. Like, you just put him at solar system level.
Remind me, what villain would be solar system? We'll start there. What villain do we know in the solar system? Like from in Z at least. So start there. I'm thinking Cell at best, and anything past it.
No,
I think
Cell is far beyond solar system because Cell scales somewhere around DBZ Broly, who we saw blow up South Galaxy.
All right, guys. Like I said, I have to get going. Everybody, nice being here. Ghost, I know you didn't say much, but nice to meet you. I have to peace out.
Nice to meet you.
I'll catch you guys later.
Later, Churro.
Okay, let's take a step back then. So we're talking maybe, what, 17, 18 maybe?
What? Like how strong
For like
he
solar
is.
system? For solar system? It's maybe 17, 18.
10 to 20,000
Planets?
is a pretty low
Who
is
are
a
we
pretty
talking
low
about here?
threshold to be planetary level. I would say maybe like 100,000 power level plus probably solar system level. And they're all way past that.
For that, I would have to say like first form Frieza would have to be solar system level by default. According to what you just said. And I'm not sure how I feel about that.
It's like it's a bit. All right, Cole. I'll say maybe at best. I'll highball him and give him like 3 planets. I see that, but solar system. I don't know, my guy. I don't know. I can't go with it. There's something wrong with that. It just doesn't. We're talking about peak Yamcha. We're not talking about current Yamcha. We're talking about peak.
Right.
Pre-Moro arc, because I remember that he's in there. I just don't remember like how strong he is. But
you know, Peak
I'm
is the
going 3.
strongest version, right?
Yeah, so we're counting filler, which is he was somewhere around like maybe not as high as Super Saiyan in the filler, like fighting that Hercules looking guy. But he's definitely in the millions if we're counting that.
He is in the millions because Namek Vegeta beat up second form Frieza, who had a power level of 1 million.
Mhm.
So
And then when Goku hit Super Saiyan for the first time, he was at 150 million. So he like Yamcha is probably like hovering at least at 50 million at the very least, I'm saying.
How many planets are talking 12?
So King Vegeta waved his arm, destroyed 3 planets. And he's pretty weak in today's standards. He's probably like around 20,000. So if King Vegeta could do that, Yamcha's like at least 100 times, maybe 1,000 times stronger, maybe tens of times 1,000 stronger. So I definitely think Yamcha can like after like putting it into this perspective, I think Yamcha probably is. I'm leaning more toward Yamcha is solar system level.
Okay. Okay.
Mexican Hayabusa is saying, nah, Yamcha's like Cell Saga now in Super. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Cell Saga what?
He's like Cell Saga now in Super. Like he's like, I think he means like he's around. I don't think he's like Cell Saga strength or Cell strength maybe in Super. Actually, yeah, maybe he might be around Cell's strength in Super now.
But if he's slacked off, he's got to be weaker. And the odds are high
He
he's
for
slacked
sure
off.
slacked off.
So he
Yeah.
can't be that strong.
Hmm.
Like he said he slacked off. He said his fighting days was over. Also, since we're on Yamcha, what the fuck was he doing at that little mini tournament against Champa's verse? He was just in the crowd with Bulma.
Hmm.
Like he wasn't fighting. He wasn't like was Krillin there? Was TN there? Like why
Chi-Chi
was
was there.
Yamcha specifically there? Yeah, Goku's
But
wife, sure, bring her. But like
I think
Goku's
though.
fighting,
I think it's just
you know?
yeah. I think it's just probably support your boy kind of situation. I think that's what that is. Because like Chi-Chi's like not really in most other things. So like,
Support your boy. So like where was Krillin?
wasn't Krillin there?
I don't remember. I
I
really
feel like he was.
he probably was, but I would bet money that TN wasn't there.
Well, I know Tien wasn't there. we finally seen him in Tournament of Power. Like,
I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. I don't remember Yamcha being there,
I
but
think
I'm not.
He
Roshi
was.
was there.
I feel like Yamcha was only there so he could have that conversation that he had with Kid Trunks. Because when Vegeta started training Kaba, he started being ruthless like he used to be, so he could scare Kaba into going Super Saiyan. And Trunks started getting scared. He was like, "Why is my dad being all evil?" And Yamcha was like, "Are you kidding me? Your dad was the most evil dude I ever met."
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a good point.
That dude was so evil. He came to Earth, killed all my friends, and stole my girlfriend, and killed his friend too.
Killed his babysitter. He's been around for 15 plus years.
His adopted father.
pretty much. Hmm. Well,
Wild.
Let's see. Mexican Hayabusa says he's actually still really strong compared to almost every other verse, anyways. Being solar system, in a world with beings who I can't read that word. Who can't?
Sound it out.
A world of being. No, there's like a heart emoji in the way. Oh, okay. In a world of beings who can destroy multiverses is not bad. Yeah, definitely. And then he also said something else. Let's see. Solar system is like 100 to 1 billion. Well, I think he means 100 million to 1 billion power level. Frieza tank, the explosion which destroyed the solar system, and then the filler supports and super supports. And Yamcha's yeah, because the prisoners and I think he's saying he sells Saga power now and super because of the prisoners in the Moro arc. The series just supports he's at least sells Saga power level consistently.
Yeah, like in Moro Arc, I do remember seeing him a part of them. The thing is, I can't really remember too much about that. That's the only reason I kept saying like besides that, like that's a whole situation I gotta remember about. But besides that, I mean, look, y'all can keep your points up there, but I'm telling you, it's too hard to believe Yamcha being Solar System. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just his personality, his feats.
Biased
I just
prick.
don't see it, my dude. It's too hard.
Hater.
Tell her the truth.
We
I
need the
could-
word hater on the soundboard now.
that would be a good one.
Fuck to and spit on that thing.
I want to respect you, but I can't.
Hold up, we got a word for our sponsor. I want to talk about the things that people are afraid to say out loud. Who's in control of America's nukes? It's not Biden. Meanwhile, we have Russian ships off the coast of Florida and full-blown wars into Ukraine and Israel. The world is at its most unstable point since World War II, and with nuclear weapons, the stakes are 10 times higher. How do people like you and I stay safe? Every prepper needs to have Radio Guard Ace, the only FDA-approved drug to treat radioactive fallout. Only the feds had it until now. That's why they partnered with 5G Free, the only company in the world that has a supply of Radio Guard Ace and the ability to prescribe it prophylactically. Get their radiation emergency kit with Radio Guard Ace, potassium iodide, Zofran, and a Geiger counter. There's simply no other tool in your arsenal to protect against a radioactive threat. Go to 5gfree.com and use code studio to save 15%. All right. The only reason only reason why I'm saying he is planet or solar system level is because just the threshold to be planetary level is so low. And so due to that, I'm agreeing with the solar system level. Later, Mexican Hayabusa. Appreciate you being here.
Join the next podcast episode.
Yeah, he said he's down.
Alrighty.
Yeah, because he's got some good points. He's coming with some good cold hard facts. Got the stats and shit.
What's next for us, Lord Swell?
All right. So now is the final segment. Let's see.
Everything already. This
I'm
week,
currently eating.
I'm down to peanut butter sandwiches. I don't go shopping till tomorrow. Blaine, DoorDash me some Taco Bell.
Bruh, I'm eating Taco Bell.
I know. This motherfucker, let me tell y'all something about my little brother. If he says he's eating, it's one of two things. It's either Taco Bell or pizza.
Brother, I'm eating Taco Bell leftover from yesterday because I had Subway earlier and I forgot about it.
Oh damn, make me hungry over here.
That's our next topic. What does everybody get at Subway?
Bro,
Italian.
I get the number 6. I've been getting it for
They have
years.
numbers at Subway?
Oh yeah, they have like a whole ass like menu, bruh. It's pepperoni. It's a pepperoni and meatball sub. I was getting that shit before it was even a menu item. Shit's so good.
That does sound pretty good. Alrighty, so now it's your guys' turn to come up with a topic for us to debate about. I think Churro went first last time, but since he left, like the order of where I'm looking kind of like changed up. Uh, let's start with Duck. If you got anything, what do you got for us to debate about Dragon Ball Z wise?
Dragon Ball Z wise.
Yeah, if you have anything,
Okay.
no worries if you
So-
don't.
This was my thing because I was hearing y'all say that the dragon Shinra can only bring one person back to life. Like that one person. So are we talking Krillin dies, he can only bring Krillin back one time.
Pretty much.
Or did I mishear? I thought it was like then how because like didn't Goku die multiple times?
Yes.
Goku
How did
died
he
more
get
than
brought back?
everyone else in the show.
How did he get brought back so much then?
Because
Different dragon.
the way the dragon's powers works is whatever the plot needs at the time.
Oh, okay. That makes so much sense.
Well, for the Earth Shenron, he brought back Goku once. The other planet called Namek is a different Shenron. That one can bring back people multiple times. But I think in the show he's died twice so far. The first time he's brought back by the Dragon Balls on Earth, and then the second time, it was actually like some Supreme Kai in in another world. Like actually just it was like some plot armor shit. Like you know what, Goku, you need to go back to Earth right now. Take my life, and then he just like transferred his life to him, and like he came back to life.
Okay.
That was the only times I can
But-
remember him dying and how he came back.
But debating wise, I really don't have anything because I haven't really watched the show.
Okay. No good. No, all good.
But I
appreciate-
really did want to know that because like how? I just want to know because I know like multiple characters died multiple times.
I have a
Yes.
rebuttal. You should watch the show.
I will eventually one day. I don't know when
Stop.
though.
Stop watching Naruto. Fucking
No, bro.
watch
I'm like
DBZ
literally
Kai.
so close to finishing it.
I got
Yeah.
a topic.
Go
I
for
just
it.
finished Sasuke's and Naruto's second battle.
I'm gonna steal it from Crow's idea in the DBZ debate ideas. Who would win a fusion between Gohan and Broly versus Goku and Vegeta? I can wait to go last because I gave it a good bit of thought.
Mm. Seven Ninja, you want to go first?
Bro. All right. So we know that they had to go Gogeta on Broly just to win, and I feel like given time, Broly would have won that anyway. So I'm gonna say Brohan, and we're talking about a can keep himself together Gohan. Um, it's a spoiler, but Broly learns how to do learns how to keep himself under control as well. And so you're supposed to put both of those together. Gohan's mind with Broly's power. I see Brohan winning that every time. Um, again, that feat also is based off of that movie, and it's way past that inside of the manga. But the thing is, you either have Ego Vegito or Ego Gogeta or Ultra Instinct Gogeta or Ego Gogeta. I still think Brohan's got it. Well, it's 12.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking hands down, Broly Gohan for sure. Uh, cause Gohan's got the new Beast mode, and I think they added that to get him on par with Goku and Vegeta's like new modes, Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego. Uh, let's see. I'm not sure. I've heard somewhere that Ultra Instinct Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and like I actually disagree with Seven Ninja on like he like if Broly would have won anyways against Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I think Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta would have won that. But uh, let's see. I do know Ultra Instinct. I'm on the same boat that Ultra Instinct is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, but fucking Broly was still a beast regardless. So if you put that combined with, yeah, that's actually a good question. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like he's not even. I don't know if Broly is up there with Ultra Instinct. So if you combine Ultra Instinct with Ultra Ego and fuse them together, you only got one half Gohan, which is Beast Mode, that's like on par with them, and Broly is. Oh damn. Oh,
Well, here's my thing.
Go ahead.
Here's my thing. So the reason I'm saying like Broly would have won that, as we watch Broly during that fight, he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. If Gogeta doesn't
Until he
decide to
stopped.
kill him, he's gonna. Does he? I mean, we're talking about like
He stopped getting
he's
stronger.
berserk. Does he? Are you sure
Yeah.
about that? Because he seems to constantly be getting stronger. I think maybe we say he gets gassed out, but in my opinion, he only seems to get better and better and better. And to me, it's like Gogeta's like, we need to finish this, and so he decides to take him out, and that's when he gets wished away. I feel like unless we're saying because he got gassed out, that's what you're saying. I personally believe that Broly probably could have kept going, and I think that if he would have kept going with the way he was growing in that fight, I feel like that's why the number one reason why he said he's got to get rid of him, and so he's like, all right, yeah. And so we're getting a Broly of now with Gohan knowing how to control his stamina a lot better, having that ability to control his rage, and seeing what we saw earlier. It's too hard for me to sit here and say that Brohan wouldn't win that. It's just too hard.
I
Go,
kind of
Cody.
wanted to. Oh, yeah, I'll go next if you got something, Hunter.
I'm giving it to Gogeta because here's my reasoning. Broly definitely did hit a cap at toward the end of that fight. He wasn't really above uh Goku or Vegeta in their final forms, so to speak. They were tagging in so that they could have a round with him. Like they were taking turns.
Mhm.
And then so 1v1 against either of them, like full power. At once we saw Broly like slow down to where like, all right, they kept going up in their forms because Broly was adapting and growing stronger than those forms. But what it got to a point into Super Saiyan Blue where Broly was no longer defeating them and they were fighting and it was just a fight. And not only that, Goku and Vegeta both have forms above Super Saiyan Blue. Goku's got the Kaioken Blue, and Vegeta's got Super Saiyan Blue too. Neither one of them broke it out against Broly. Also, uh, I hate whenever people say that Beast Gohan puts him on par with Ultra Instinct and shit like that. No. Beast Gohan is the strongest person on Earth. You could take any one of these three guys that we're talking about right now, Goku, Vegeta, or Broly, stick them on Earth without Goku and Vegeta there, and they would fucking destroy every no that whole gang that showed up against Cell Max, including those Gamma fucks. They're not beating any of these three guys we're talking about right now. So to say Beast Gohan is on par with Ultra Instinct Goku, that's another level higher than Kaioken Blue. That was that's a whole topic that's just weird and stupid for people to believe in. But the biggest reason that I put, let's say the fusions are, I can put them at equal strength. I can put Broly and Gohan fused at an equal strength with Gogeta. I can imagine that. What I can't imagine is Gohan, who whenever he wins, it's literally just fucking raw strength, him unlocking his full potential. And Broly, the exact same thing, is just raw strength. Versus Goku and Vegeta are absolutely finely sharpened tools of death. These motherfuckers are the most precise fighters in the show. You put that against a brawler, it's gonna win, especially when they're the same uh power level.
No, I actually agree with like it's like putting like a really strong guy who's not trained in fighting versus a guy who is like somewhat strong but trained in fighting, like the like in MMA fighting. The MMA fighter is gonna win like 9 out of 10 times against a strong guy. Uh when it comes to let's see, what there's another point I had. Uh like I also kind of agree that like Broly hit a certain threshold, like, and where he stopped getting stronger. I think it was because like, like what propelled him to get like stronger. Also, like, was that he went into like a rage form, like I think it was like the Uzuru form in the regular like humanoid form, you know. Uh, and then there was also so that's when like Frieza was like, all right, let me. It wasn't really like obvious that he kind of hit like a certain threshold. It was kind of like Frieza was like, all right, I had enough of this. Let's really turn the like the volume up, and then he like killed Brawly's dad, made him turn Super Saiyan. And then like once he hit Super Saiyan, I think like definitely this is the cap like level right here. Rage Super Saiyan is like where he's definitely like not rising anymore. I don't really have anything to like back it up, but that's just kind of like what I see. Like especially since like he was like fighting like they ran away. Goku and Vegeta ran away to practice the fusion real quick, and like they failed a couple times. Broly was beating the shit out of Frieza, and then like
For like
who
an
was he
hour,
fighting?
right?
Yeah, maybe I
Because
would
it's
argue.
30 minutes to go back.
Yeah, well, it's like 30 minutes to go back, then you gotta wait like an hour or 30 minutes to like fuse again, and then I would argue like it took him even less time to beat the shit out of Frieza, but like he was fighting Whis after that, and like so he was fighting Whis for a long time, and Whis is just over here like whoosh 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 like all day
Yeah.
every day, and like if Brawly really got stronger, like after hitting Super Saiyan, he would have powered up to like finally hit the guy, you know, or something, or you would at least see something. But it was just like Whis just
You are
over here
talking
just
about Whis, though.
I'm glad
You
you
are talking
brought
about
up the Whis part though, because if Broly's ability, like people keep trying to claim, is to literally just adapt and go past whoever he's fighting because he just can adapt, then he fought Whis for like for over an hour. He would have adapted and passed
mm-hmm.
up Whis if that was Broly's ability. So we clearly see that he's not. But the reason I say he did hit like a cap is with the fights when they were still rising in their forms, the fights were it was always one-sided. At first, Broly's not winning at all, and then suddenly Broly's he's landing every shot, and then they transform. And then Broly's not winning at all, and then he's landed every shot, and they transform again, all the way up until Blue, when now they're exchanging combos and exchanging combos and exchanging combos. It's never one-sided in those fights. So there was a cap somewhere around Super Saiyan Blue level, and we found that. And then Goku was like, let's hurry up, fuse, and fuck this dude over.
Yeah, I agree with that. Did you have something, Seven Ninja?
I was saying that like we're talking about Whis, and we don't really know what Whis' power. Like we keep thinking, I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about the whole community. Keep saying like we kind of know where Beerus' power at. I don't think we actually do because his goalpost keeps moving. But when we're talking about like knowing where something is, Whis is like uh, he, he's an angel. They're a whole tier of way past like the gods of destruction, and he would probably be the strongest angel because of Beerus. Um, and so it's kind of hard for me to really like you said, like Cold said, like, he should have scaled up to him. We're talking about Whis of all people. We don't know where he's actually at. But I think like I still say like I feel like Broly's over here, he's gonna get stronger and stronger. It looks like he gasses out, and I remember like he comes back to his senses when he's about to get hit by that beam by Gogeta. But who's to say he just doesn't go back into a berserk state? There's a kind of instinctual. I'm thinking of maybe like Wolverine. Wolverine goes like he gets hit hard enough, and he goes back into that berserk state. He's there, and so it's kind of like what's to say that doesn't happen again? And getting hit by a power like that,
That
considering the fact that we've just gained more and more power, I don't feel it's too impossible to say that he can still grow in that fight.
well, no, we know that he can still grow because he's training with Whis and them in the Beast Gohan movie. But as
Mm.
far as like what you were saying, who's to say he doesn't like rage out again? That was the point of the fusion. Was like we need to be able to hurry up and win even if he rages. Because like every Saiyan gets a boost with the rage. We all like we've talked about this before. Like personally, I don't think Super Saiyan 2 Gohan would have beat Cell if not for the rage boost with the transformation. I mean, like another thing, I always bring this up. Raging Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta after Bulma getting slapped put him above Super Saiyan 3 Goku. And like not only do we know that because he was landing combos on Beerus, which Goku not only couldn't hit him, but also we have Master Roshi say it specifically. Like I believe the word for word thing that Master Roshi, who's a reliable source of information when it comes to martial arts, was Vegeta's rage over Bulma getting slapped has put him at a level higher than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. So the rage always plays a factor. And I mean, Goku certainly knew that. So he was like, let's just hurry up and fuse and fuck this guy up just in case. But going back to like you were saying, we don't know where Beerus is at. No, I completely agree with everything you was talking about in that part. Like the community, to me, they don't really pay a lot of attention. It's manga canon that Beerus is the strongest god of destruction. That's manga canon. And then also, it gets weird whenever you remember that Whis said during the tournament that at this point, if Goku and Vegeta teamed up, they could beat Beerus. Like he didn't say probably. That's where things get really weird.
Like it from my experience with just looking at Beerus, it seems like, and it's kind of like what you said about like the Dragon Balls. It's just it feels like it's one of those plot convenience things, and like you said, we says this, so it should be possible to happen. Problem is that it seems like he'll keep moving. Now maybe he's doing some training on the side. Maybe we're just not seeing that, but it feels like they're always moving that goalpost.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I remember like I did some like research for one of my videos, and when the Battle of Gods movie first came out, Toriyama stated if Rage Vegeta was a 1, Beerus is a 10, Goku Super Saiyan God Goku would be like a 4. But then that was like then they ended up changing that. They scrapped that idea because like that was supposed to be a one-off movie, then they ended up turning it into a whole series, Dragon Ball Super. And I think in the anime, like Whis said, like, yeah, like you probably tired now that you used 100% of your energy, huh? Or something like that. But then then like that also doesn't make sense because Goku keeps getting more and more like forms, and then like and it's like Beerus is still supposedly way stronger than this. And then like someone like said in one of my videos, like under a comment, like Goku's actually more like a 1 in Super Saiyan God to Beerus now, at being a 10.
I kind of whenever you were saying that, I kind of had an idea about Beerus. Uh his we have Beerus is not at his full potential. We know that
Mm,
because Weiss has said more than once that Beerus is still learning to use
Mhm.
Ultra Instinct, specifically Ultra Instinct. And the reason that I want to focus on that so much is because Beerus is a god of destruction. So he is supposed to be mastering Hakai, the ego shit that Vegeta is right now mastering. So,
Mhm.
and then this goes back to what I was saying about Zeno being a master of both sides, the positive and the negative, right? The ultra instinct and the
Yeah.
ultra ego. Because, and the reason I think that is because of his color scheme and the symmetry in his character design. So I'm thinking that Beerus, like, none of the other gods are stated to be training for ultra instinct. They're gods of destruction. They have ultra ego, right? So for Beerus to
Mhm.
be training with ultra instinct, it goes back to that thought that I had of is Whis trying to become the grand uh priest and have Beerus be the next Zeno.
cool theory. I like it. It's definitely plausible. Um, yeah, that
I really
that
don't have
is
much
weird.
idea about his ambitions.
We don't
Go
know
on,
much
Squall.
about them at all. No, no, go ahead, bro. I don't have much to say on
I
that,
mean,
but yeah, I do like the theory.
mhm. It's one of those situations where it's like we know Whis, we have some ideas about Whis, but we don't really know Whis in a sense of him telling us about his ambitions. And he acts as if he's just the cog in the machine, but it him teaching him Ultra Instinct, I originally didn't think it was possible unless you were a specific person in the cog. But if he's able to learn it and also be an Ultra Ego, um, yeah, I could see it. I could totally see it. The only issue is that Beerus is always slacking off.
Yeah, but
So I
remember ultra instinct, you kind of need to slack off.
mhm.
Like that might be why he keeps taking all these naps. Cause like when Vegeta was trying to do ultra instinct in the tournament, he just stopped fighting.
And then he just got fucked up.
Yeah, and then it was like, fuck it, I gotta go back to what I know. But so I don't know. I think maybe that might have been what Toriyama was cooking before God took him from us.
Yeah. I mean, I guess when you're thinking about, like, 'cause some people, when they're meditating, they go to sleep, and so I guess that makes sense. The thing is, though, he's so known for naps that it's kinda hard for me to sit there and say, like, he's training in that moment. It seems like I think we've said it before, Beerus is lazy, and when it comes to training, something like, I'm thinking someone like Jiren, how Jiren's always meditating. I feel like the closer I feel like Jiren's closer to Ultra Instinct than Beerus ever is, just because of the simple fact that he's, in a sense, focused, but also he's rested. If I'm making sense.
You do. You are making sense.
Hmm. I'm still having a hard time believing Beerus is lazy, to be honest. Yeah, he took a long ass nap and he told Frieza to do his dirty work. Like, uh, I'm still under the impression like a nap for like the gods could be decades. Like that's just normal for their time span.
But then, like, Shin could have got killed,
Shin
which
can
wouldn't be
also take a
smart.
nap. Shin can also take a nap for decades. He just doesn't.
It's like,
Who's Shin?
and
Supreme Kai.
Supreme Kai.
Oh,
He's got the mohawk.
yeah, but he's fused now, right?
He unfused, like later in
Oh.
Super.
Gotcha.
But I wanted to kind of go back, like, so you said you don't think Beast Gohan is on par? Oh shit, hold up, another word from our sponsors. You have a dog. We've all been there. Our pup goes from full of energy to sick and miserable in an instant, and at the worst times. Then we're calling vets in the middle of the night or on weekends to try to find a clinic that will take us in. Terrible way to manage your dog's health. Not to mention your stress levels and your monthly budget. That's why you should have a pet emergency kit by Positive. It contains critical medications and supplies that can not only keep you out of the veterinary office, but may even save your dog's life. Their kits contain critical medications like activated charcoal, diptic powder, and more. It might save your dog's life. Head over to positive.com and use code studio to get 15% off your pet emergency kit. What the fuck? All right. So I kind of wanted to go back to you said Beast Gohan's not on par with Ultra Ego. So what were you saying? Were you saying like Beast Gohan is stronger or not as strong as like Ultra Ego and Ultra Instinct?
No, he's not. I would say he's not as strong. Um, I mean, like I said, they were all fighting Cell Max. I mean, Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo was in that fight, and it wasn't until they went for that weak spot, that they really won. But, or actually, before that was when they made any progress at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, the fighters that were in that fight against Cell Max, if you replace Cell Max with Goku, Vegeta, or Broly, any one of those three, I don't see them making any progress, just like they weren't making progress against Cell Max.
I agree with that. Just the only
I know
thing.
there was a statement.
Oh, go ahead.
I know that there was a statement about it this being the strongest battle in history. I've heard that's happened before, but I know they've said that this was this was the strongest battle in history. And so a statement like that makes me wonder, like, because I've seen the power scalers talk about it too. Like Gohan's nowhere like near like Ultra Instinct, but at the same time, it's like a statement like that kind of says it is, and especially when it was official. So it's
Who
like,
said it?
I'll tell you what, I'll look it up while you guys are talking.
Because
Yeah.
if it's Gohan specifically that said it, then it has a lot of weight because Gohan was in the tournament. So Gohan saying Cell Max is stronger than Jiren, right there. But if it's like fucking Bulma saying that shit, I mean, Bulma can't even throw a ki blast. She don't know shit about fighting.
The only thing I remember hearing something like even Goku and Vegeta wouldn't be able to stop Cell Max. I can't remember where I heard that from. I can't remember if it was from like I looked it up or if it was in the movie
Piccolo
or one
said
of you guys said that. Piccolo said that, yes. But
Piccolo's
like
a lying piece of shit if he said that.
I mean, I agree. Like, so maybe like if it was a straight up brawl, like Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, Vegeta wouldn't be able to win. But like, I think given like if all else fails, they would still hit that weak spot Cell Max had. You know, have everyone bind him down and just hit that thing like Gohan did. So that's the only thing I can think about like this topic. I
My thing is, any one of those in the big three the big three referring to Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, Cell Max doesn't need a weak spot in my opinion. Any one of them could take Cell Max. It might be a long fight, but still. I mean, by that logic, isn't Cell Max like he's above most of the gods? Super Saiyan Blue 2 Vegeta is above God of Destruction Topo. That's a god. Like, that's too much. That's way too fucking much.
I just feel like they gave him the beast form to get him up to par. Like at least make him relevant, so he's not left in the dust like most characters. So he can be useful in like these top level fights again.
I can put it on par with Super Saiyan Blue.
Ugh. I definitely put him higher than that. Because I think Orange Piccolo was Super Saiyan Blue, and he got dogged on pretty nicely against Cell Max. Where does Orange Piccolo? Where would you scale him then?
Super Saiyan Red.
Damn.
I mean,
I can
think
believe
about
that.
how he got the form. Think
Mhm.
about how he got the form. He got it from Shenron. Like Shenron just straight up gave it to him, right? Well, that's no different than Super Saiyan Red. It was given to him. He got shared some key by a fucking ritual with 5 other Saiyans, and one of them was still in the womb.
Mhm.
Like, so, and I mean, this is Shenron. This is somebody who we've seen have limits, like serious limits. Like the whole cast can beat up Shenron in a fight. So if he can give that power away, I don't see Orange Piccolo as Super Saiyan Blue. I don't see Orange Piccolo going toe to toe with the bunny rabbit dude from in the tournament, the one that looks like Beerus, or Topo for that matter, before he goes God of Destruction. I don't see Orange Piccolo doing all that.
So
Scroll that link in the description in the chat
I'll read that in a sec.
when you get the
Uh,
chance.
Yeah, I'll read it after this. So the only thing that makes me think that Orange Piccolo is Super Saiyan Blue level is because like you saw like when Goku was recruiting people for the Tournament of Power, like damn near everybody and their mamas was now Super Saiyan Blue level. Like Android 17 got a bullshit trained with the animals, now he's Super Saiyan Blue level. You know, Krillin maybe not Super Saiyan Blue level, but he was able to like knock Goku into like his tippy toe in the water and beat him. And he like did a Kamehameha beam struggle against Super Saiyan Blue Goku, which I think is bullshit. But like like basically like what I get from this is like we need everybody to be on Super Saiyan Blue level at least to be somewhat relevant. So and then they just kind of like threw everybody some bullshit power ups to get to Super Saiyan Blue level.
Yeah, I never saw those people at Super Saiyan Blue level. Like when Krillin was sparring with Goku, like Goku was in Super Saiyan Blue, but I would argue that Goku being in Super Saiyan Blue during that fight was simply for the same reason that him and Gohan stayed in Super Saiyan in the hyperbolic time chamber. I think Gohan was just rehashing that particular training method where he was getting more used to the form so that it would be easier for him to use. I don't think Krillin pushed him to Super Saiyan Blue by any means.
Yeah, go ahead, Some Ninja.
I actually think that Super Saiyan Blue and all those fights he did was actually there to intimidate. And I think that he was saying, "Look, you're gonna be going up against threats like me. So I need to know that you're gonna still keep fighting regardless if you lose or not." And I think that's the sole purpose he does it because, like you said, why would he need to do that against Krillin? There's no point unless you're trying to scare him.
Right? Either intimidation or a confidence boost,
Mhm.
or both.
I would like to believe that it was like it's like he powered his key all the way down, even though he's in Super Saiyan Blue. I just can't see like even in Super Saiyan Blue, like he would get knocked back by one of Krillin's kicks or punches or anything. Like even with his key powered all the way down. Because I remember like when he was still mastering Super Saiyan. I don't know if this was filler or not, but he was like eating dinner or just chilling with Chi Chi and Gohan at his house, and like he had a glass, and like he accidentally shattered it when not even trying to, you know. So I know he's got mastered Super Saiyan now, but like, does that transfer over to Super Saiyan Blue? Are we giving him that super mastery where he can control everything in Super Saiyan Blue?
Well, Divine
Not
Key is a
yet.
little different than a
That's
Saiyan's
part of
Rage.
yeah, but that goes with what I was saying about his fight with Krillin and why he was in Super Saiyan Blue because he didn't master it yet. So he kept every time he had a chance to. If I'm sparring with somebody, I'm using it. I want to master this shit.
Okay. Okay, so he was using it as like also a training, like for himself to master Super Saiyan Blue against Krillin and Android 17 and everyone.
That's exactly what I think. Yeah.
Okay, I can see that. All right, I'm gonna look at Seven Ninjas link real
While you
quick.
do that, Ninja, tell Squall about that fight scene you read last night.
Which one?
You read one
Please
fight
stop.
scene, don't fight.
Please stop. Squall, I'm gonna put it like this. So, the link is what I was talking about for cold, but I'll put it like this. It was like seeing um, I guess it'd be the equivalent of Krillin going as hard as he can against a guy like Frieza, and like and it's like, and I'm not saying like, oh, he's playing around. Like they're going hard. They're tag teaming. They're thinking of every plan they can just to make a dent on this guy. And it's like, well, it ends in failure. You get to see like just a taste of what Friday is really capable of. I would have to
Magnum.
say that what what going? Did I
Magnum
say Malice?
was the you said Friday.
Magnum. Well, you got a taste of seeing what Magnum was capable as well, but I'm talking about like we got to see a hint of what that is. Versus later, I feel like I'm going to see more of. I do get to see bullets. I'm there, but I'm really when I say Friday, I'm really thinking of Jalen.
Right.
Um, so I got a taste of from Bullet's fight and from I got a bigger
Oh shit,
comp,
you
if you
read
will,
Bullet's
with
fight
Bullet.
too?
Yeah, he's
Against Terra?
I don't want to spoil. I don't want to spoil, but yeah, I know what's going to happen in that fight. Yeah, I'm very aware. Um,
Yeah.
so but I've
So
thoroughly enjoyed it. The back and forth, the detail in the back and forth. I'm very much enjoying that.
Yeah,
okay,
like the
Go ahead,
imagery
Squall.
was good. You felt like you could see it good.
Hmm. Yeah.
that's pretty lit. What page was that?
Hold on.
The first fight is at the end of chapter 2, I
Mm.
believe.
It's something else. Uh, Now, Squall, the thing I'm talking about is higher than that. It's in between the pictures, and it's got like the translations of what they were saying. So under Piccolo, it says in the scan it says Goku, Vegeta, Broly would struggle to beat Cell Max, and under that it's got which is
Oh.
later on Toriyama. Yeah.
Oh, this stuff?
Yeah. So like you
Okay.
can go through there, and that's where that's
Proof
the statement.
proof that Gohan Beast. Hold on, let me make this better for the viewers. Proof that Gohan Beast is the strongest thing in Dragon Ball's history, including Black Frieza. In a scan made by Akira Toriyama himself, he stated that Orange Piccolo is finally on par with Goku and Vegeta, true Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, who later got his ass beat by Cell Max. Let's see. Orange Piccolo. My favorite character is Piccolo because of his quietness and stoicism. It's rare to see him talk and run around like he does in this movie, but this is probably also the first time Piccolo has undergone a major transformation in the series since he has no hair to append. I made him a bit more robust. I also made him orange because otherwise it might be hard to distinguish, but even so, there might be some situations where it is hard to tell the difference between this and the normal one. I think I should have made it a bit more over the top, but I'm personally pleased that he finally has obtained a fighting strength that rivals that of Goku and others. The name Orange Piccolo is very typical of Piccolo, who lacks good taste at naming, right? Ugh. Okay.
Rivals
Let's react to
doesn't
that a
mean
little bit.
on par. Rivals wouldn't mean I've heard a guy say this. When you're saying rivaling, you're saying it's near. You're not saying that it's on the level, but it's near.
Well, he said
I'm gonna
finally on
say
par with True Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego.
I'm gonna say
But he's
one word:
good.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah, but it's still like we're talking about like in their scale, they're near each other. I wouldn't go as far as to say he's at the level of Goku and Vegeta, not Piccolo. But I see based on this, I think he's near them. I would never say he's on their direct level, but I would say they're near him. He's near him because of the wish and all that.
Yeah.
But
I would definitely not say on par with Ultra Instinct. That's going a little too far.
It's
the
going
man
way too
said it.
far. It's going way too far. So
'Cause-
so anybody can just go up to Shenron and be like, "Hey, I want a new transformation," and now he's fucking Ultra Instinct. Like that's
Yeah.
they got gods that don't have
Remember,
Ultra Instinct. Actually, every god
something extra.
doesn't have Ultra Instinct. So like the gods never just went up to a dragon and was like, "Hey, give me Ultra fucking Instinct." Like it makes no sense.
And if they got the Super Dragon Balls, they could go to that and be like, hey, I want to be
Yeah.
stronger than Zeno.
Exactly.
Let's see.
I think
Alright,
the one part we can argue at least against that is that like Ultra Instinct is more of a technique. Now, Ego is a different story, but Ultra Instinct is more of a technique. So we're thinking of more raw power then, and so him reaching the power, I don't see him being there, but it's not impossible.
All right, so this one's in Japanese. I can't read this one, but he says
got
in this
the,
scan, it says that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly would struggle to defeat Cell Max, which then later on Toriyama goes as far to say that Gohan Beast was the strongest thing we have ever seen in Dragon Ball's history. Another scan, which would make sense because Gohan Beast blitzed in one shot of Broly and Goku. Broly, Goku, and Vegeta level being like it was nothing.
I can
Yeah.
read Japanese if you make that bigger for me.
Okay, hold on. I want to read this last part. You can't deny it if even the author states these facts. All right. Can you read that by any chance?
Yeah. So it says, let's see. It says Cell Max is not as strong as Goku, Vegeta, or Broly. Y'all are tripping. Word for word.
I felt it coming.
I was gonna actually say that. Do that next if you actually read it for legit. Oh, interesting.
Mm.
I'm not sure how well I believe that. It's an official statement, but we know if official statements get
Hey, bro.
retracted all the time. So we'll just have to see how it plays out in the
Y'all
later
hate.
sagas.
Y'all hate.
I'm a hater. I'm hating.
We'll see. We'll see. That's all I gotta say is we'll see. All right, let's end this topic. All right. Goku Black or not Goku Black? Gohan, Broly. No, Broly Gohan versus Vegeta Goku. Uh, so let's finish off, everyone. We'll go with our final points and who we think was gonna win. I forgot who went first last time. I think Seven Ninja. You go first this time.
Mm. I'm still gonna have to go with Brohan. At the end of the day, we're talking about focusing strictly raw power versus I gotta somehow figure out how to make both Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego work, and I feel like that's gonna counteract each other. So I'm seeing Brohan on that one.
Okay.
Old sauce.
um, I'm saying Gogeta doesn't even use instinct and ego. I'm saying uh Kaioken Blue and Super Saiyan Blue 2 Gogeta mixing fucks up Brohan too quickly for Brohan's strength. For Gohan isn't gonna come up with a strategy quick enough to be like, we can't even survive this. Like we're dead in 3, 2, 1. They win. Just
Final thoughts from me. I'm saying, at first I was like hands down Gohan Brawly, but like after thinking about it, I like in my head canon, I still think Beast Gohan's on par with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego, but I don't believe Brawly is on par with those forms. So due to these facts, due to these things, I'm not saying those are facts. That's my head canon. Due to those two things, I think Goku Vegeta got it. All right. And now we can go to Seven Ninjas topic.
Bro, you got me completely off. All right, let me. I spotted it inside of the DBZ ideas. Okay. Let's throw a little monkey wrench. Mr. Satan versus Chaozu. Yeah. Yes, yes.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
I feel like maybe I missed what you said.
Mr. Satan versus Chaozu.
Oh, huh. Okay. And like this is a real topic right now.
I'm just throwing a topic up. I forgot where I was at.
Chaozu
Man.
knows how to use ki.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
what the fuck? like,
I
here's
was
a
gonna
real.
go with Chaozu too.
How
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
Mr. Satan versus Chi Chi?
Chi-Chi's got that, bro. Chi-Chi's got
Does
that,
she?
bro. He's dealing with Goten.
She's training Goten. That doesn't mean she's winning.
Yeah,
Chi
but
Chi
she would
doesn't
still
use
have to deal
ki.
with a stronger force. And neither does Mr. Satan, but Mr. Satan doesn't fight like that either. He's also throwing fights.
You know what?
Chi-Chi's going to get better against Goten over time. She will. Even if she's not dealing with full power, she's still going to be getting better against Goten over time.
You
So
think Chi Chi is gonna surpass Goten?
not surpassed, but she's going to get better while fighting him because she's got to deal with a stronger foe. Mr. Satan's not fighting Boo. He throws his fights
Chaozu
all the time.
Chaozu versus Mr. Satan. I'm definitely Chaozu hands down. Chi Chi versus Mr. Satan. Also definitely Chi Chi hands down. You know, Chi Chi like survived that nasty pounding in bed by Goku day after day. Like, I think definitely she can mop the floor with Mr. Satan.
Nasty pounding.
Eh,
Chi-Chi was doing all the fucking, you know that shit.
Mm.
Chi-Chi had Goku in the Amazon position.
well,
Um,
She was probably smacking Goku's face, just, I want another baby. I want another baby.
I can see some primal instincts coming out of Goku from time to time.
I just, I don't like the way
oh
that
no,
you
my
said
guy.
Hercules always having fights thrown, because that's only against the key ability users. He's the champ for a reason. He's the strongest human that doesn't use key.
Versus
But at
the
the same
strongest human
time,
is fighting key users.
but at the same time, like, look at what we seen Chi Chi do in Dragon Ball. Like, I didn't watch Dragon Ball, but I feel like y'all seen her fight. Like, some of the things she was able to accomplish. Uh, could Hercule pull those things off? I don't know.
I don't think so. He did get slapped by a cell, but
Oh, and he
built
survived.
in.
And survived. Yeah.
Yeah, but can we let's start let's hold on because I said that and I realized that Cell's not treating him like a fly. He's not really gonna care.
All right, look.
You know.
Whether or not Cell like put in all kind of power into the slap, if you slap me and I fly fucking 600 feet into the top side of a mountain that's out of your
Didn't Chi
sight,
do
like
that?
you did she? That's what I'm asking.
I feel like
That's why
she's
I brought her
I
up.
feel like that's happened.
To her,
Even by
yeah,
accident.
I think it did. You know, that's what I'm saying. But like, don't just be like, oh, Cell was holding back. Like, the fact is, he flew through the fucking air, like, so far that he looks like a little gnat by the time he finally hits the mountain way the fuck over there. He flew miles. If you backslap me and I fly miles, I'm dead before I make it halfway through the air. Like, you broke my neck. I'm dying of shock if you slap me that hard. Like,
And then there's also the point that Hercule was dodging Kid Buu at some point. Not purposely. He was doing it on accident, but
Ultra Instinct Hercule.
yeah, they were like instantaneous at the last second dodges. He's got some quickness to him.
I did find my official one. If you want me to take dude's Rose Hunter's thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if I said this before, but why does Gohan's duty to protect not override his desire to slack off?
Because he's a bitch. He's a pacifist. He hates fighting. He's consumed by fear. Always. In every fight, he is scared. And like I brought up to Scroll at one point in one of these other podcasts, was we see that with all of the mixed Saiyans, their emotions control them. They don't control their emotions like Goku and Vegeta. Gohan, since he was a little bitty, since he was a fucking toddler, actually, he was barely able to talk whenever he headbutted Raditz. He's constantly been fucking bullied by people who are without a doubt just mountains, just whole planets above them, above him. I'm sorry. So Gohan's default emotion has always been fear when it comes to conflict. We see the same thing from Future Trunks. His enemies, when he started learning how to fight, it's the motherfucking androids that killed all the other Z fighters. You know?
Yeah.
Trunks, Kid Trunks, we always see him like, yeah, I can do it. Why? Because when we see Vegeta training with Trunks, Vegeta is trying, he's actively trying to make Trunks a better fighter. He's not just beating him up and saying, get stronger than me. Like, even whenever Piccolo trained Gohan, he was putting him against fucking shit he knew Gohan couldn't do. Vegeta was actually training Trunks's skills and his confidence. Goten, he just doesn't give a fuck. He's just a happy-go-go. He's Yamcha if Yamcha was a Saiyan. And why? Because he was trained by Chi-Chi, who couldn't really push him anyway. So everything he did in the fight was just, it didn't really fucking matter. He couldn't really go all out against Chi-Chi. He would have killed her. So, yeah, I mean, Gohan's default emotion when it comes to combat is fear. I mean, Chi-Chi raises her voice and he cowers like a little abused pet. So that's why, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you boil it down, it
makes
does seem like there is a mental block with Gohan. Like, take the Cell Saga for an example. Like he's got every one of his friends getting beat down by Cell Juniors. Cell is actually beating him up himself. Like, yo, bro, I'm gonna kill you and all your friends unless you whip out this awesome rage power I'm dying to see. And he's just like, no, bro, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It does really seem like there's a mental block there.
In fact, that kind of there was a point I was supposed to make just now when I was saying all of that is the point of the Beast transformation was for Gohan to tap into that animalistic emotion. That's why he named it Beast Gohan. And it was the Cell fight when he snapped and went Super Saiyan 2 and let that rage flow through him, let his rage out, that animalistic negative energy. That was, when Gohan was faced against this Cell Max, he's remembering, all right, if I'm gonna really, go all out and actually win this, I can't be Mr. Nice Guy. So when he made that transformation, he made it animalistic.
Mm.
And which is actually kind of the same thing with the other mixed Saiyan that we see have the same default emotion as Gohan, fear, future Trunks. When he had his unique transformation in Super against Fuzamasu, he raged out. He lost his mind. All he has is rage and power, where he's like a semi-Broly type figure.
We were talking about earlier. You was talking about like him versus Cell. I'm talking about like regular Cell. The weird thing for me during that fight is that there were earlier parts in that whole saga where he's like raring to go. He's trying to say Piccolo. He's ready to fight. He's ready to get into the battle. Then out of nowhere, he says, "I don't want to fight," but he knows the world's at stake, and he was ready to go beforehand. He's ready to save Piccolo's life. He's ready to deal with the bad guy. This is something that was already there. Then somehow something changes him to the point where he says, "I'm going to try to talk him down." Gohan, I know he's a kid. I know he's a kid. No, don't get me twisted. I know he's a kid. But in this moment, he's seen this too many times before. It doesn't feel like his character would have went that route.
Yeah, I mean, that's
And
why I keep saying it's emotional instead of
go on.
mental.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that. It's because then like I think it was an urge to protect Piccolo versus like when he went up against Perfect Cell, it was more of like I know what you're trying to do. Please don't do it, you know. It's not like
Mhm.
it was like he actually thought Piccolo was gonna die and he's reacting versus he knows like Cell's like plotting something like because like Cell actually like told him like all right well if trying to scare you into killing me is not gonna help let me go attack your friends then you know I'll push it to the very edge if I need to and like he made his intentions clear and it was definitely making Gohan like worried but it wasn't like that level of fear of like I'm gonna lose Piccolo. It was getting to that point, just not yet.
Mm. All I'm saying, I guess all I'm really saying is that in the end, when we got to that Resurrection F Gohan, I felt as more that we should have seen something close to future Gohan. It, I'm gonna put it like this: I felt like his character is not that he wants to be a fighter, but he's a fighter because he's a protector, and that's what future Gohan looks like to me. Versus what we got in Resurrection F does not feel like something he should have turned into. I'm not saying he doesn't care about life. I'm not saying that he just goes out to want to fight all the time, but he's going to want to fight more. He's going to be more training. He's going to be a lot different, and I feel like that it kind of feels the same as how I said before about Krillin and like Tien in the Tournament of Power. It doesn't feel like a situation that should have happened. It just feels like the situation we got. I feel like you got something to say.
Ooh.
Cold sauce.
I didn't say anything.
I felt like you had something. That's what I was wondering.
Oh no.
Go on.
Yeah.
To me, like, it would have been cool if we saw future Gohan as our current Gohan. But I think it's just the circumstances, the events that played out. So, like, our version of a Protector Gohan is a Great Saiyan Man. That's
I
what we
know.
got. We got Great
so
Saiyan Man
gross.
and Vidal's Great Saiyan Woman just playing Power Rangers around the world. Like, that's our version of a Protector. Like, they'll handle the petty crimes, you know. Go ahead, Hunter.
I'm glad you brought up Great Saiyan Man, cause I want to see Great Saiyan Man. You know that universe that Jiren is from?
Mm-hmm.
They were all like fighters for justice and shit. I want to see Great Saiyan Man go do a mission with them.
Dragon Ball Kamui? Come on, man, Kakume. Come on, Cold Sauce. You gotta read it.
Oh shit, I didn't read that yet.
Yeah.
Is that the thing you
Come on,
sent the
man.
link to?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's canon.
No,
It's
I
not
don't think it
canon.
is.
It's just like based off of
What
his
if?
character, based off their world. What if
Okay.
kind of a story?
I
It feels like
gotcha.
very like it feels good enough that I would say I could see this.
I gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now a
I think
word
it's
from our
29 chapters now,
sponsors.
I wish we don't have
right?
enough viewers. Our viewers plummeted. Well, we still got like around 9 on Rumble.
Unacceptable!
Jesus. What the fuck?
Old, have you went yet? Have you said your thing? I forgot.
Yeah, his was the Gogeta versus Brohan.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Gohali. I don't know. I don't know how to say their fusion name. Brohan. There we go.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
sadly.
everything?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we can give our final thoughts
Let's check
on
up.
like the Brawly thing. Let's see. Chat. Bill Dozer said Mr. Staten doesn't stand a chance against Midget Mime. It's fucked up. Let's see. They were agreeing with what we said about the whole Goku was fighting against Android 17 and Krillin and Blue to train his form. And he said that Ultra Instinct is OP. I think that's when he brought that up when we brought up the wiki fandom for like if Orange Piccolo is on par with Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. We can give our final thoughts on like the whole why doesn't Gohan's was it urge to protect override his laziness or slacking off. Then we can do final thoughts on the whole podcast, then do our socials one last time, end it. Final thoughts. I think. Let's see. Final thoughts on why doesn't his urge to protect? I think his urge to protect is still there. It's just since there wasn't a need for it, it kind of more hit the back burner because like after Boo Saga, they didn't really have anybody other than Beerus and Frieza as a real threat. So, I mean, like, I don't remember how long the time span between Boo Saga and those things were, but like, it's possible that it's been so long that like he didn't really need to train because he's just battling these regular humans, saving crime as Great Saiyan Man. So that's why he. I don't think he slacked off. It's just there wasn't anything really needing him to push himself until like Piccolo came in that superhero movie. Like Gohan, you need to stop slacking off. And like Gohan's like, what are you talking about? There's nothing here like to really battle. And then like the next level threats came, and then he just pushed himself to a new form. So yeah, basically that's my thoughts. Like there wasn't really nothing there to like really push him to want to train to become future Gohan like fierceness.
Who's next?
I'll go
Uh,
next.
yeah.
I don't I don't think he really has an urge to protect. I've never seen him really just get up and be like, "Oh fuck, I need to do something right now." I guess. I mean, in the Cell fight, the Cell Juniors came out. He just fucking stood there, frozen, still. Like he never had a urge to protect, in my opinion. On top of, he's constantly consumed by fear. Fear will make you lose a fight that you can win. I mean, fear
Hmm.
is a very powerful emotion. Fear is the only emotion that has an entire villain in Batman centered around it. Scarecrow. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, like the Resurrection F movie. He was fighting all those henchmen at fucking base form and shit, and then he gets toe to toe with Frieza, and now he goes Super Saiyan. If he had an urge to protect, Frieza said it himself. That son of Goku over there could defeat all these men with a single blow. Like that's not a guy with an urge to protect. Like everybody is in real danger right now. You're not doing anything to protect us.
Mm.
That's my final thoughts.
I think what you said about the trauma probably plays the biggest role in all of it. Um, I think there's also this idea that he believes his father can handle anything, and I think that thought makes him think that he doesn't really need to act. But it's the toughest part for me really is forget about Battle of Gods, but Resurrection F really should have taught him right then and there. Hey, your dad's not always going to be around. You need to be ready. And for some reason, he doesn't learn that lesson. And it's even we can even go a step further when like Zamasu's here and Trunks doesn't tell him, and he learns about that. It's like he still doesn't learn it. And he hears he's like, oh, Trunks didn't want to tell me because I was too weak. But it's like he still doesn't really get it until, like, maybe, I guess, superhero, but he kinda learns it in Tournament of Power. So, I think I see what you're saying on trauma, and I think you're very much right on that one. But
Squall, go ahead, because I forgot.
Oh, I had one thing to say about like if you said about his resurrection where was his urge to protect? I would say him charging up to so Goku can lock onto his key and instant transmission over there was somewhat of a form to protect. That's all I wanted to say.
What? That was a call for help. That that's not I gotta protect. That's someone protect me, please. Okay,
Well,
but I do remember. Gohan. You said Resurrection F should have been when Gohan realized that he needs to like keep up with with his training and shit. And uh, it's also like we see Gohan's fear uh cloud logic. Like he's supposed to be really smart, but because he's so filled with fear, his logic goes out the fucking window because they don't know that Frieza has a new form. They don't. They didn't have a fucking clue. Super Saiyan 1 Goku beat Frieza. And what did Gohan say when she asked Gohan? What fuck? What did Gohan say when Bulma asked Gohan? Like, you can go Super Saiyan, you should be able to beat him. Gohan was so full of fear, he was like, no, it took my dad everything he had to defeat Frieza. Yeah, your dad when he wasn't a Super Saiyan yet. You're Super Saiyan 2. Like, it's just fear clouding his judgment. Like I said, fear will make you lose a fight you shouldn't have to.
I agree with that. I don't remember him being fearful, but I have to watch it back again because I'm taking your word on that part. Uh, but yeah, I don't really have much else to say. 7 Inch, you got anything? I saw you
I
light
think
up.
he's right. I think he's right. I mean, it's like it had to cloud his judgment because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. I mean, legitimately, you straight up just got dogged right then and there. If you don't figure it out by then, you're never gonna figure it out. So I think he's right. Fear took him over. Didn't he die? Am I right about
No,
that, or did
He
he just
would
get
have
weakened
died.
like Goku did?
he got his ass
Piccolo
whooped.
Piccolo had
Yeah,
to give him he had to restart his heart. So yeah, he did die.
Mm,
He was
yeah,
dead. Piccolo restarted his heart. Because he was quick enough. And then even after
yeah.
restarting his heart, he had to give him a sensu bean. But I think it's interesting that Bulma is the one that asked because Bulma's one of the smartest people in the show by far. And so is Gohan. Canonically, both of
Mhm.
these people are two of the smartest people on the planet. Bulma is using very simple logic. She's talking mad shit to Frieza because she knows Super Saiyan 1 Goku beat you. We got fucking 6 fighters over here right now that's stronger than Goku was when he beat you, you know? And then she goes to Gohan, who is supposed to be the strongest guy here, saying, you can beat him, right? You can go a whole Super Saiyan 2. And Gohan is, no, I can't. It took my dad everything he could to defeat that guy. Like logic goes out the fucking window because he's so full of fear.
I was under the
And
impression. Oh, go ahead.
no, yeah, I mean the way he was talking, like I have the movie. I don't remember. I didn't see the anime, but I have the movie on my Xbox, and it's my favorite Dragon Ball Z movie. It's the only one I watch like fucking a lot. Like I've seen it fucking 15 times probably. He was scared of Frieza when he was talking to her, like in his body language, in his voice, the things he was saying. All of this is what we see from fear. He wasn't like standing there determined, like I can beat him. You know, I'm gonna fight him. He didn't want to fight him. He was scared.
No, I was under the impression that he just slacked off so he couldn't reach that form. Is it, like as I remember, I can't remember if this was the anime or the movie, but it took him everything he had to just reach regular Super Saiyan. So Goku and Vegeta could instant transmission over to him.
Well, in the movie, he fucking powered right up to Super Saiyan. Like it wasn't nothing. He still went Super Saiyan.
I
Now
don't
he
think he
did
could
slack
reach two in that
off.
moment.
Yeah, he couldn't reach Super Saiyan 2 in the movie, but he did slack off. But the point is, he had absolutely nothing to be scared of. Because, like, when Piccolo asked him, Gohan, have you been keeping up with your training? He's like, no, Mr. Piccolo, but I can definitely still go Super Saiyan, though. Like I said, they had no idea that Frieza had a new form. They didn't have a fucking clue. And Frieza pulled up in his first form. So if they'd have went to read Frieza's power level, they'd have got 530,000. It wouldn't have got whatever the fuck his potential was. That's the point of Frieza having different forms. That's stated by Frieza. So with nothing to be scared of except his own fucking thoughts, he thought he couldn't beat Frieza, when clearly, logically, he should have been able to.
I do agree with the fact that he shouldn't have been scared. I remember first form Frieza like actually defeating Gohan. I
Yeah,
can't
with
remember if it
one
was
gut punch.
yeah, I can't remember if Gohan was Super Saiyan or not.
He
I
was.
remember him being Super Saiyan. And then like when Goku came, him in Goku in base form was like beating the shit out of final form Frieza. So like I feel like either Gohan got weaker and or Frieza got stronger in base form, or both. And then Goku definitely got stronger even in his base form against final form because it took everything Goku had in base form to even put a dent on final form Frieza. Versus now he's actually surpassed final form Frieza in base form.
Yeah, I think that's a topic that's a topic that's kind of debatable. It's certainly worth talking about is we see Goku as he gets stronger, his base form also gets stronger. His body acclimates. Like even when he went from Super Saiyan Red to Super Saiyan against Beerus, his regular Super Saiyan was now stronger. Once he breaks past his limit, everything comes forward with it, right? Goku's a
Mhm.
Saiyan, and all of his transformations are potent transformations. Had kind of touched base on this. Frieza's transformations are biological transformations, and so it makes me wonder, like, is his smaller forms also getting more power, or are they not? Because it's a different biological structure. It's not just the energy being like, in other words, okay, when you're in the gym, you pick up a 25-pound dumbbell, you're cranking out reps. You pick up a 65-pound dumbbell and you need a strain to lift it. So you look at it as with the potent transformations, they're just straining more so they can get that strength to achieve that goal of lifting that weight. Versus the biological transformations, it would be more like you you have a set limit. Like, this is what you can or can't do. Period. So
Hmm.
I don't know.
I
I
think
do
at this
feel
point we
like
know that
we
Frieza stays in full now.
we know what?
I think at this point, I think Frieza stays in full. I don't think he'll ever go down anymore, and I think it's just
Yeah.
because he's always gonna stay battle ready. But on the point of him being stronger in his base, I actually think it is. I think it's probably just a natural a rule in the universe. In their universe, it's like your base gets stronger the higher you can reach. But I also think that's probably why Goku trains in his base so that he can get his base higher, so that his highest can be stronger.
Yeah. Well, I can agree with that, but I can also uh see it not being this way, even though we did see first form Frieza kill Gohan with a gut punch. And the my explanation for that being a possibility um is, once again, with Gohan being so scared of Frieza, Gohan believes Frieza can beat him. And one of the my favorite quotes of all time: those who say they can and those who say they can't are both usually right. So with
Yeah.
Gohan believing that Frieza can beat him, then when he saw Frieza coming at him, ready for that gut punch, Gohan got frozen in fear, and his thoughts were, "I'm about to die." And I mean, a lot of times when you have thoughts like that, when you know you're about to die, you feel like if you resist, you might just make the pain last longer, you know? So I think he let his guard down, he accepted his fate, and that gut punch took him out because he wasn't using ki to strengthen his body, where the punch was gonna land, and shit like that.
I can see that. It's like there's like a something I saw on YouTube where uh like this one chick went bungee jumping and she was like super scared of heights. So they didn't even hook her up or anything yet. They hooked up like her boyfriend or someone that they were with and told that person to jump. But she was so scared she didn't hear them, so she jumped. And they were like, "No, wait!" And then like,
I saw that
so,
video.
so she actually died. But like when they found out in the autopsy, it's actually she actually died from shock or fear first before hitting the ground. So like that's like a big play on like mentality actually can like affect like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with that. Alrighty, guys. I think we've exhausted everything we could from this debate. All right, final thoughts on the whole thing as a whole. Like you can say whatever you want, like your favorite part or whatever, or you can even call out somebody like, nah, he's wrong, like fuck churro or whatever, whatever you want. All right, go ahead. Seven, did you start first?
All right. Well, I enjoyed it. And fuck cold. Yamcha's anthill level.
You hater.
You know. But I enjoyed the overall thing. A lot of good points, a lot of wacky things. That's me.
Plug your socials.
Oh, and you can catch me at Rumble, Game Jolt, MeWe at 7ninja7. It should say the Phantom under it in my logo. Shoot a comment, and it should be me. Odds are high. I'm not gonna ask you for like your PayPal or anything. Anyway, thank you.
Let's do the outro question. Our least favorite transformation.
Okay. All right, Seven Ninja. What's your least favorite transformation?
Least favorite transformation. Remember when Beerus got in that outfit for Manaka? For Goku? Yeah. Yeah. Y'all forgot about that one.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Beerus dressed up as
It's fine.
Manaka to fight Goku.
I'm still trying to figure out where you got that outfit from.
The pink dude with the big nipples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, him.
Yeah,
Him.
I didn't watch that.
That's not really a transformation, but
Yeah.
we'll count it.
Bro. I like how Hit looks up at Beerus. He's like, "You serious?" He just flies back.
I thought it was funny how like Goku or Piccolo and Vegeta were like, "Oh, he's controlling me with his mind powers to fight you, Kakarot. Watch out! Here's a punch."
What the fuck?
Killer Sans wants to ask real quick. Do you guys know about Boosted Gear from High School DxD? I never watched that.
Yes.
So.
Yes, we do.
I do.
No, I don't, because I don't watch naked high schoolers.
But we're there for the plot, personally. It's not the titties. I swear.
Yeah, sure.
I swear.
All right. Hunter, go ahead with your outro, closing thoughts.
All right.
Least favorite transformation, and plug your socials at the end.
Yeah. Once again, everybody, my name's Hunter, or Cold Sauce, or Secret Cold Sauce, or the most handsome dude you ever seen in your life. You can find me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick. Fuck Seven Ninjas. I had a great time tonight. I think we did good. We were all kind of wondering, like, man, like, what are we going to talk about tonight? And it wound up turning. We had some pretty good discussions. So I think it turned out good. one thing, Blaine, you kind of talked a little too much.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. I know how much you like to hear my voice, bro.
Yeah. uh, but yeah, my least favorite transformation, uh, Roshi's buff form.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm.
All right, Duck. Go ahead. All right, real quick. Killer Sun says if Goku had the boosted gear. I guess he really wanted to bring that up. If like Dragon Ball Z characters
His lust
in
for
boosted
battle.
gear. I don't know what boosted gear
Oh,
is.
he'd be broken.
Oh, for
He'd
real.
be broken, guaranteed. He'd
Yeah.
be broken. Lust for battle is more than likely what it would work on, and him, Vegeta, lust for man. He'd beat Zeno. He'd beat Zeno. I'll put it like that. Guaranteed.
Shit. Makes me sad. I didn't watch it. All right,
You
Duck.
don't
Go
want to
ahead.
watch it, do you?
Yeah, no, you
I
don't want to
don't.
watch it.
I don't. It's
Going to
it's got
jail.
way too much nudity, bro. Like the first
Yeah.
episode, I saw like titties in 5 seconds, 5 minutes. Like, bro, like if I wanted to watch hentai, I'd watch hentai, bro. I'm trying to watch some anime here.
I want to respect you, but I can't.
I don't even want to respect people who, dude, watch it. It's got titties and their name is High School DxD. Like, I'm a grown man. Like,
All right, Duck, go ahead and
Alright.
give us your closing thoughts. If you got at least transformation, and I don't think you have any social, so that doesn't apply to you. Go for it.
Well, let's see. I liked it. I wish I had more on the topics about it, which I don't because I really haven't watched DBZ like that. But like I enjoyed hearing the conversations. It was pretty
Well,
fun. Hopefully, like a different anime comes up that I do know about, and I'll be down for that. Like I haven't watched it a lot, so I don't really know all the forms. So I really can't say I have a least favorite out of all that. So that's just my thoughts on it.
no worries, no worries. Yeah, definitely. This
Mm.
Wednesday and next week. This Wednesday will be anime and video gaming, and so will next weekend. So I think those would be more your style.
Alrighty,
Do you have a least favorite character that you know of?
that I know of. I'm gonna just say, like I was hearing y'all talk about what's his name. It starts with a Y. I can't pronounce it.
Yamcha.
You just said it.
Yamcha.
But man died by some exploding ass cabbages. Low key. What was that? That's just my thing. They made
Yes,
like so
yes.
many memes out of them. Like you just
damn, so you don't
pretty
even
sure
have
there's-
to watch the show to hate Yamcha.
Yeah, that became viral.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure if I watched it all, like it'll be someone else. But like I low key just don't fuck with him. He died from like some exploding green people that they were kind of like no diff taken out. My opinion.
We're just telling the truth, Cole. Just telling the truth. It's all right.
Well, he said the truth.
I'll debate you on that. Yamcha would have won that one. He just turned his back because he's naive, and then died from that sneaky little
Yeah.
trick.
need healing.
Okay, Genji. Let's see. My final thoughts. Fuck that guy, Squall. Yeah, fuck that guy. Fucking loser.
Self-hatred.
Let's see. I enjoyed this one. We really got down and dirty and went deep diving in some of these topics. So we did, I feel like it was good. Like the chat was really into it. We got a new guy possibly joining. I think this was a pretty good one. Let's see what else. I got a linktree / Squall Rush. So my least favorite transformation is Super Saiyan Blue 2 by Vegeta. No, I'm just playing. I was doing that.
Fuck you.
Nah, I'm just playing. I don't really have a least favorite one. If I had to say a least favorite one, I really like the orange Piccolo because Piccolo needs one, but I'd say that one's my least favorite one, just because how he got it was just so undeserved. But like if he got it in a more deserved way, I would have respected it more. So, but other than that, I really love it, the way it looks, how much power he's got. He's finally got some love. But yeah, it's just undeserved in my opinion. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, I want to thank the panel for being here. I want to thank all the viewers. You guys made it lit. Yeah, I'll see you guys this Wednesday on the Squall Rush G&D for the Senzu talks. Yeah, everybody. Peace.